Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and sometimes other stuff. Anyway, today I am joined by GamingEmblem,
What's up?
Gustav the 13th,
Yep.
and GndmManiac.
Hello.
And anyway, last time we were talking about some tips and tricks, so we'll kind of go ahead and pick up sort of where we left off there. But how was everybody's week, though, this past week?
Gamewise or life?
Both?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You good? You got it? You sure? It sounded like it was pretty rough over there, man. I mean, you know.
Work-wise, it was whew.
One of those weeks.
But game-wise, it was fun. Fine and fun, so we're gonna go with fine or whatever that combination of a word is. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot and yet nothing going on in this description. Are you gonna be all right?
I know.
Did you get the new? Did you get the new
sure.
suit?
Like always.
There you go.
So at least I have.
That's like a
something
given
going.
at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
I really need to stop wailing on this fucking game.
You should. I agree. Like, as a friend, like we're actually gonna change downtime next week to Whales Anonymous for GBO2. Like, you're invited, Maniac.
Oh
Get
my
Captain
God.
Chad in here too.
Oh my God. No, because not only do I wail too much on this fucking game, but I lost my wallet somewhere around here.
Oh, no.
So
The plot
That is a good
thickens.
thing. That is a good thing. Okay.
no, well,
That house is looking out for you, man.
see, here's the thing. It doesn't matter because it's all hooked up to my PayPal account.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
So, like, regardless, it's going to happen.
Oh no.
Well, also, I thought I lost my Switch somewhere down here, but apparently it was in my sister's bed the whole time, and I never knew.
You stole it.
So she
stole
was
it.
she was using it the whole entire time. Here, I thought like I actually lost the whole game system down here.
Alright, time to
Okay.
take her to Suplex City.
Can I ask you a personal question?
What?
What game was she playing on it? Was it Astral Chain?
Sadly, I do not. Oh my God! Oh God! Now oh boy! Oh boy! I could tell you this. No, because I have Smash Brothers on there.
She was just browsing the internet.
Another thing is that my SD card slot is all fucked up because I dropped it once and I fucked
Okay.
the SD card slot.
Damn.
Oof.
Drop her Switch.
So yeah, that was like $700+ down the drain because it was the Smash Brothers edition.
You were taking it too literally, my dude.
Oh boy, it was the best money spent.
At the time.
So
Push
yeah,
it back to
That's so
Nintendo.
true.
They'll fix it for you and send you a normal one as a replacement.
Oh my
they know that. Like, we don't gotta give him the whole ass setup.
Oh,
Right
man.
now, he
Well, you
wants
just
to
wanted a
play.
Switch that worked, right? I mean, that's what the problem is.
Yeah, you just have to re-download everything. Also, at least you got your SD card working, so go get yourself a terabyte SD card if that even exists. Oh
Go
my
Go buy
God.
yourself something nice.
Go buy yourself something nice. Yeah, so we're just
Oh,
gonna
man.
like refund you $700+ here.
oh man.
So Maniac wins best week ever. We've already, I know we haven't gotten everyone else yet, but you can get my vote for it. I'd probably say, like, on my end as far as things goes, outside of not getting the cavalry, it's been pretty nice, very good. I definitely can't complain. I had some random guy come in chat, the past few days and gift a whole bunch of subs in my channel. What was his name? Is Gndm Fanatic, I think the name was.
GndmManiac.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Mackinac, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Mechanic?
Gundam Machina, something like that.
Gundam Mechanic?
Gundam Mechanic? Yeah, I think it was Gundam Mechanic. He was showing up and doing some stuff. So, contribution-wise, that was pretty sweet. Always love the community coming in and getting together. Maniac, I count on you, buddy. But I've also been dabbling a little bit more on Twitter as well. #sellout. And I'm trying to get the tweets down. My dream right now is to get on. Like I did a tweet for the Downtime podcast today. I thought it was pretty like top tier. But I want to get on Gustav's level of tweets, man. I'll see his tweets for going live on stream, and it's like not even like dissing you, Gustav. It's like the Sombrero Gundam was a masterpiece made in Mobile Suit G Gundam that perfectly represents everything that Neo Mexico stands for, but it's not in Battle Operation 2. We're playing that tonight. Gustav TV, let's go. I want to be like
I'm
him.
gonna run out of stuff that's related to like that timeline, and I'm gonna have to start doing shit like that. So to all the artists out there, y'all better start sending me shit so I can start using these. I get real close to the brink. Because otherwise, yeah, you're gonna start getting Tequila Gundam lore before we start.
Yes, Tequila Gundam.
Like for real though, right now I'm just using my tweets for like it's just auto tweet pretty much. I'm just like, yep, doing this today. There you go, go live, boom, and then it just
that's
auto
on
does
there,
it.
and then it's on Facebook too. So like, I double up.
Oh yeah, I completely forget that you make Facebook posts for this too. Yeah. How many people actually see that? Do you know?
I think, to be honest, it's actually like in the teens. But that's the same even for my Twitter, unless someone retweets it. Because like now I got Emblem retweeting me, and then a couple other people have been hitting me up.
Yeah, I'll probably check that out now, just because.
Magnum got it
pretty
because
legit.
he was doing the one for the podcast today. Shout out to Time Lord. Put one in the chat.
Yeah.
Because he's on there too. Could not be here today.
But I'll just leave off my stuff with I'm trying to get it better at it, but if I haven't hit you up, it's not that I don't like you. I might just not know you're on Twitter yet.
It's a little weird because I've been so used to doing it for other stuff that I've admin for it, and now this is like a whole other group of people like, you have a Twitter? What do you mean you have a Twitter? And now I gotta like start spreading that around now.
It's like Twitter? What?
Well, I mean, that's me being like, what do I do with this?
That seems to be like Twitch in general, though, because like everyone in the beginning was hollering at me for not having a Discord, and I was like, why would I use that when I'm like on 3 or 4 other platforms?
Right.
And then it's like, none of you are on any of these? What the fuck? How? How?
Sweaty gamers only use Discord, Gustav. I think the disconnect is your problem, not theirs. Okay.
Like if I had a fedora, I would be like, real gamers use Discord.
It's the kids that are gonna touch these days. Damn it.
By the way, did you get the Striker
that's
Kai
my week.
emblem?
I'm sorry. What are they released? They
Do you
released.
think he would have said anything else if he did?
Yeah.
Okay. Touche.
I've gotten neither. I've gotten no Nadazox yet, unfortunately. So there's not much I can really say in regards to like my experience with the suits.
Okay, so what the hell was up with that new Striker Kai? Because when it got released, I was spinning. I didn't even get it in any of my spins. I'm just like, what the hell?
Did you get the assault type before?
The what?
The assault type, the GM Cannon assault.
No, I haven't gotten any background suits yet.
So I mean, I think that's just a thing with those. They're really starting to make people like wail even harder just to get a chance.
And honestly, that's kind of what I've been going for, because I'm just like, But the thing is like, I can only wail so much before I'm just like, well, shit.
It's interesting that they're starting to reserve that for space only suits. The last couple ones that we've been doing.
Yeah. Well, and
because the cav ended up being for both, which is pretty.
That's probably
nice.
just a coincidence, though.
Yeah.
You think?
well,
'cause we got what, the rabbit type as a which I mean, I guess that's a
Was
ground
that the
dome.
one before it? Yeah, that was.
Well, the new Pale Rider lore wise was supposed to be for both space and ground. I do believe after the ground type Pale Rider, all the other ones are supposed to be compatible with ground and space.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on, guys. I don't mean to derail, but we're going into topics, and I honestly still want to know how Magnum and Gustav's week went.
No.
Like, I'm legitimately
So-
curious. We heard about my Twitter misadventures. I want to know what's going on with Mega Man's shirt.
Mega Man. Well, excuse you.
Hey, what's to be excused? I'm just I'm calling you by a icon, a notable gaming icon on your T-shirt. Okay.
I don't know. Are you wearing your khakis again today?
No. I'm
Damn
repping
it.
Team No Pants this time around.
Because that was the
I do have
highlight of
mine.
you trying to get stuff the last time. Look at that.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm
Oh,
repping the
shit.
wins 00 Quanta crowd getting added to the game today.
Oh my gosh.
Some magical day, I'm sure. Can you imagine that as like an event thing? We just had
God.
that and have a whale on
It'll be standing in the base camp.
it. I really do hope, and that'll be something for later. But I do hope they start changing stuff for the base camp soon.
Oh
Holidays
my
and all that.
gosh, if they
But,
start trolling, oh my god.
I don't know. My week's been all right. I've been saying it like every other day, but I ended up quitting my old job over the weekend. So I've been doing like deliveries and stuff in the meantime while looking for stuff. And apparently, on the corner near my street where I was actually setting up, first there was a blockade of like cops. And then later on, I come back after like a second delivery, and there's a car mangled in the intersection, and like another swath of cops, and then the fire department was there, and all this other shit. It's like one of two things happened: either this was a chase, and they were just hoping that he was gonna get stopped short on that road before he hit that other blockade that was there, or that was just a coincidental thing that happened in the meantime for them blocking down that whole side of the road.
Oh my gosh.
But that was a bitch to work around for most of the day. I'm sure I'll hear about like what it is later, but like as soon as I got home, I had to get ready for dailies, and then from there we're in here. So that's gonna be interesting, just all the weird shit that I see by being out that much every day.
And
I
then,
guess I should.
what or what maniac? No, I'm doing it. What maniac?
Well, I was just curious. Are you in for Gustav? Are you in like a high populated area, or is it just kind of sub?
I mean, it's suburby, but it's
Okay.
also off a main highway, and it's really close to Detroit. So like, there's a bunch of through traffic that comes around.
Okay, that would make sense.
So like, we're right off of I-75 up here, and there's like a bunch of shit always going on.
Damn.
Magnum.
Let's
It's
see.
your turn.
Let's see. Got some more progress in Monster Hunter.
Ooh.
Tried to get
Thanks to
over it.
those mods.
Tried to get
I
over
saw
it.
that.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have you succeeded yet?
No, we're gonna try again. Either just maybe Saturday or Sunday. Probably another stressful Sunday getting over it.
Oh man.
What it's gonna be
Dude,
called.
it's
Oh my god.
let us know, man. Like if you need a shoulder to cry on, bud, because you can't get over it, like just let me
It's
know,
just
man.
gonna be him
I will-
wailing in Discord like,
I'll stop the stream. Magno just sent me a DM. I was like, dude, you remember what we talked about during the podcast? It's like, I got you, bro. Sorry, guys, gotta go.
we had to set up like a special VR chat room just for him to pat over and show me on the back. It's
my-
okay, man.
Oh my gosh, dude! Seriously though, that game. Oh man. The funny thing is, my friend, I was like, you buy it, I'll play it on stream, and he's like, nah, and I'm like, yes, haha, he won't do it. No, he did it. He did it.
It's
And
false
I'm
sense
like-
of security.
And then I'm like, okay, here we go. We're gonna get this because I mean, he was playing it, and like, he's like, I could do this in like 5 minutes or something, 4 minutes. I can't remember what his fastest time was, but like, he got it down pretty good. And then it's like I'm just kind of I was visiting and stuff, so we're just like all playing like League or something, whatever. And then I look over and I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty easy. Obviously because he's just steamrolling it at that point, right? Going for that golden pot. And so then, of course, he had to bring that up and be like, yeah, it's pretty easy, right?
Easiest game of life.
Like after I fell too, like I just fall and I just remember putting my head down on the desk and was just like,
like full Silver Surfer
And then-
pose from that old game, just like flopped over. Oh.
and then I look up and I see easy game, right? And I was like, no. Oh man, like yeah. So that's been a thing. So we'll see how far I can get, but I can't wait to get back into it though. Like it was a ton of fun, really. It's just it was terrifying. That's what you should have as one of your scary games, Emblem. Just saying. Like,
Get over it.
Every time I would get close to falling off the edge, it's the most terrifying thing. And like you're hanging on there and it's just so scary, dude. Because one slip up there on the edge,
You're under preface, dude.
you're down at the beginning again, and it all starts up. And then there's that stupid house on the side of the cliff there at Tutorial Island. Ugh. But yeah, that was pretty much my week. Other than that, GBO2 stuff and some other things like that. Also, Maniac as well. Thank you.
No problem.
Or Gundam Mechanic. Whoever it was.
Gundam Mechanic, yeah.
GndmManiac.
But anyway, so yeah, the tips and tricks discussion where we left off. We were at 350 cost stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
guess we were on supports.
And now we got the Cavalier here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
They've been back
That
to blue. Well,
fucks up a
everyone that rolled it
whole
use
lot
it.
of shit.
So again, kind of to keep it a bit quick, as far as stuff that people can buy early, we'll hit on those and then kind of point out like one that we think is top tier. So luckily there's a lot of options for people at Lance Corporal 1, Zaku 1, Zaku Tank, Gun Tank Mass Production, Gun Cannon, and GM Sniper Custom. And
Right.
pretty much
All
any of
Sniper
those
Custom.
would be solid.
Sniper Custom's my baby, but I would definitely say don't sleep on the tanks for sure. They have a lot of output and a lot of different options to hit people with. So.
And then my favorite's going to be the Gun Cannon. Oh yeah, and then you have the oh wait, no, that's right. The Gun Cannon Mass Production at this point you got to be Sergeant 1 to get, which is like oof. So, but the Gun Cannon is solid.
This is where ranking starts to really start getting in the ass.
Yeah.
If you can rate up as much as you want, but you really have to make sure that you're keeping up with your actual ranking stuff too.
And then Gun Cannon, I'd say for me that's probably my most competitive at 350. That would be my pick for support. Maybe the weapons rack, but
weapons rack, yeah. I mean that spans pretty much his entire lifetime. It can just do it pretty solidly.
I'll probably go with the Cancer Cannon myself.
yeah.
That follow-up beam after the cannons.
Oh, yeah, 2 shots you pretty much leg just about anybody.
Yeah, I need my support play to be as easy as possible, baby.
350 support. Well, definitely the MPT.
Mass production type gun cannon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mass
I
production.
mean that's the one. That's a pretty safe one for me because it's snapshots, and then I know you don't get it right out of the gate, but I do like the dual machine guns. The bullpup is still pretty solid by itself too, though.
And then I guess like a runner-up of the 350 supports would have to be
The Joaquin.
No,
Of course.
No.
I was surprised to see
yeah,
it like perform well in ranked. Just saying. When I
Oh,
would
it's
see
so
that,
good.
And
It's
like
so
the person
stupid,
get like,
but it's so good.
oh my gosh, it does hit hard.
But like I said, it would be the sniper custom and the
sure.
gun cannon MPT. Those two are like really, really, really solid.
Yeah, the sniper custom is definitely versatile. You can pretty much fit into like 3 different playstyles with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one thing I do like about it. But yeah, I think that's good enough for support. Anybody else has anything? Not.
I would say keep in mind for the sniper custom that the beam, I don't think with a raw shot actually stuns on the actual rifle itself.
Sniper custom, no.
So you can't snapshot with it and expect to get a stun off it. But
Right.
if you charge that bitch, you are melting any kind of legs that you touch.
Yep.
They're gonna be in some serious trouble.
Especially when you throw that database link on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. I actually threw database level 2 on one of them.
That's fucking dirty.
Oh gosh.
I still need to get that part.
That's filthy as hell.
I'm gonna see that part on a Dom Barrage, like a
my
level
God.
2 or a level 3 Dom Barrage.
Why you gotta
Called her
be
feet
mean
away.
to people? No bully. God damn.
Hey, normally it's the raid who bully. With the sport's got to bully somehow.
Especially since you got that concentrated fire with the missiles now, like forget it.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. Oh, if somebody knocks somebody down, I'm just like, goodbye, legs. See you.
My legs. Your legs.
But so general types, and here at 350 we've got a mountain of suits. So stuff that you can buy: the Gelgoog, the HiMo Zaku, the Hygog, the Zaku 2 FS,
The Dom, I think, is
we
in
got
there.
the Zaku 2 Kai, and yeah, the Dom's probably in here. I don't think I actually have the Dom, but yeah, that's probably one. It probably didn't go up by too much. It might be Corporal. Dom Trophy.
It's Lance. It's on Lance Corporal 1.
It is. Okay, cool.
Is somebody actually booting up the game for us?
I mean, I'm in there.
Yeah, I'm in the game right now looking. That's where I'm reading these off.
Emblem's like literally pulling this up on.
Those are no. Don't worry. Those are just VODs. I could have the game up, but that's just a VOD.
So out of those, I'd probably say maybe the Dom, Gelgoog, and HiMo Zaku. Oh, or the Type FS is still pretty good.
And the interesting thing about all 3 of those is that it represents a pretty heavy change in like how the meta goes and how suits tend to move and do damage. Because you got like a really good beam on the Gelgoog. You got the simplified missile launcher still going strong for the HiMo suits. And now you have like even more scootier suits are like super common because the Dom is something that people can just get.
Now
you're not even talking about like armored GMs and shit at that point. What happened? What's wrong with you?
I can't believe you're playing this on your stream. Oh my gosh.
The one I'm putting up right now is when I was rolling for the Zok.
Oh gosh, dude. Feels bad, man. Feels good.
A lot of banner pulls.
You got the Zok, so it feels good, I guess.
Oh yeah, we got there.
Oh my god.
But anyway, what would you guys say is the best 350 generals? And for me, right now, at this point, I've got one pick for sure. That's going to be the Pelt Rider Cavalry.
Yeah.
I'm not quite used to it yet, but I think it would probably be one of my top 3. I would have to say the ground type Gundam, definitely right off the bat.
Especially with the buffs that they gave it to.
Oh
yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. Possibly Cold Districts.
Cold Districts is my baby. Like when I was in ranked, I was going super hard with that thing. But definitely not for everybody. The command is still really solid.
Command is beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? Is that when I first fired up my US account on the game, I'm like, oh yeah, so I have this gym command here, level like 400 cost. It's just sitting here. I'm like, I don't really like using bazookas. Let's just keep the bullpup on it and just do whatever things
The
I can do
bullpup
with
is
it.
a fucking menace.
Oh my gosh. There was a round where I just used the bullpup and I had top damage.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay, even though this focuses on melee.
So one suit
I
that I
can
was
pull off
sleeping on
great.
for a little bit though, and is actually pretty nice if you can get your hands on it, the Dom Trophin has been pretty solid.
Oh
I've seen
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
That's
Tropins more in
Corporal
matches.
1.
Tropin, which this is kind of funny. Out of all the Doms, it is the only ranged type Dom, besides of course, the support type.
Right. And the
The two
important thing to
support
keep in
types.
mind for this is that it does have maneuver armor. It can spin
Mhm.
or do its roll, but it does not have a combo controller. You are definitely supposed to be locking people down and then doing that extra damage with the machine gun sub-weapon, which is nice because it's the MMP-80. So it's
Yep.
got a good firing rate on it too.
Yes, it does. And you got a Sturmfaust, which is really nice on that thing.
So if you have the parts for it, just slap some sort of quick loader on it and just keep cycling that. And if someone fucks around or if you have a good chance to close in, downswing or just smack them. That way you can keep them in place for other people.
Yeah, probably I guess I'll say my top 3, I guess.
Oh.
Obviously the Outrider, but maybe the Zaku, I think, is up there still, even after the
Yeah.
nerfs. The Freak can be nice, but I would have to probably go with the HiMo Zaku. Gold Districts, probably somewhere around there, that area as well. Oh, the Goof
Freak got a
VD is
lot of
good.
play. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Is
And the
that in
Freak got a
the
lot of play.
is that in the shop yet in terms of
Negative.
No, that's kind of a bummer.
So the good
I
thing
don't
is
have it at
Corporal.
350. I have it at like 300 or 400 so far.
The GM ground type's actually not that bad too, and that one's available at Corporal. So is the Ifrit, and yeah, so that's pretty good. But
Ground type's
Yeah, I was
pretty
gonna say
nice.
the Freaks. Go ahead, Gustav.
The old dump truck over here. Big old boxy ass suit. But yeah, it does really well. Even with the regular MG, like I'll see people just casually grind through people's health.
Oh
Just
yeah,
rocking the old 100 mil.
the 100 mil does some work.
Still need a level 5, and that's like 177 with 250 range, 44 ammo.
Mm-hmm.
And because it has a steady pacing to it, that ASL actually has time to keep up, which is pretty nice.
But 350 raid or emblem. What are your picks for general?
I'd probably say Ifrit's definitely still up there. Like, I don't know. I may even say that I'd probably still place the Ifrit above the cavalry, just because the suit's strong and Hades rather does a good job. Like, definitely gives it a good boost. But I think with how powerful the shotgun is, the Ifrit's ease of access will probably still make it a bit of a powerful contender. That and like, you know, even post nerfs, like the Zaku is still pretty relevant. It still has that move speed and stuff like that to make it mobile, and the beam rifle is very long range and extra relevant. And even with the reduction and cooldown, you just have to play smart instead of just just laser gun shootout fight and stun everybody. But the cavalry definitely looks like it's really strong. When the BD1 and Ifrit Kai came out, I mean, they shook up the raid spots at 350, and I mean, this is like the blue equivalent of that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna make a splash. The loadout's good. Versatility is always a nice thing.
And being able to pop like any kind of exam or Hades is really nice.
Oh yeah.
But
So just remember, kids, make sure you use it. Hades is there. Push that touch button on your controller, guys. It's right here. that turns on Hades.
Gotta hit that fucking button.
Yeah, smash that button,
Oh.
and Hades is better used than not.
Speaking of Hades, real quick, it does have the Hades E, which they did do a post on the website talking about Hades E being, which I was going to talk about this in the Pale Rider thing, but they're correcting the description. It is the exact same stat for stat as Hades. Where this one says that it's a like watered down version of it. It's
Right.
stat wise, it's the same. So
Yeah, they just put
correct
up the
that.
flavor text to prevent misconceptions, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So that's
So
coming
it
in the
sounded
update.
like the translation was originally that it was supposed to be that it was the same except that the reduction on defense was less, but it's supposed to be suppressed all around. At least that's how I read it. From looking
yeah,
at that earlier.
it's actually supposed to be a restricted version of Hades. That's what it's supposed to be. Lore-wise, it's a restricted version, and you get less. What was it like? In theory, you would like get it would like half the output in terms of like offensive power or whatever. Lore-wise, they like completely restricted the hell out of Hades because of what happened with the Hades system originally.
I would say that the better solution for them would just be to let us see what the stat boosts are per transformation and without it on both of those in game.
Yeah.
Don't be
As opposed
ridiculous.
to just changing their description.
Yeah.
They will never. Don't be ridiculous. The players can't know that.
How dare?
That would define the meta too much. They would know too much without little research. They would only play the good suits.
I mean, from what I can
Nonsense.
tell, it is the same stats as far as damage boost goes from like using the Gatling on the Rider space compared to the like essentially the same damage increase from the Gatling when you're just playing the cavalry. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, 350 raids.
It's a lot of interesting choices here.
Well, the interesting part though is I think all that you can buy is the Goof and the Goof Custom. As far
Those
as
are the big ones.
They're at low cost because the BD and the Free Kai are in the shop already too.
yeah, but they're like
Sergeant
Sergeant
people started with the
Wonder.
BD.
Yeah, I was about to say, but the BD and Kai are actually 3-star suits, so you're needing to be of a higher level. That's
Well, most people have the BD one already, so
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I think it's fair to talk about it anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
Proto
the
Gundam
BD
is
one's a
also
fair
out too.
one. I will say again, like once we get past this month, a lot of people aren't going to. They actually start fresh after that.
right.
Right.
Yeah. So out of the two though, I would say Goof Custom over the Goof maybe.
Mm-hmm.
As far as if you're gonna buy it, unless you've been playing the Goof from 250 up, you really like the playstyle, then there you go.
Yeah, living through a world of pain.
Stick with what works. Hey man, I like the 350 Goof, man. I was rocking it in
like
ring.
the Goof too. I'd
They're
recommend
both
the custom at that cost.
The interesting thing is that they're both Lance Corporal. It's all about how much you want to throw down at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Since one's a 1-star, the other one's
A 2-star. Which was kind of odd because I thought originally they were 3 stars when I was working on the wiki. I'm like, oh yeah,
And then the
EZ8 and Goof Custom are definitely 3 stars, right? And I look it up and I'm like, no, they're 2 stars.
That's a bit of a head scratcher, but yeah. And then there's the Zuda, which is a pretty solid choice.
Yeah. That's still there. Yeah, that's right. Then we go up
Oh,
to
Because
is
that
that Lance
goes up to
Corporal?
400. Yeah, that's actually Lance Corporal 1. And then the Zagak has the level 2
is
here.
great.
Zagak is great if you can actually get in range of those stubby ass claws, and then it can do some work.
I mean, throw those boost parts on there and you can go up to anybody.
You can go out to people with your torpedoes blazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, I just fire off my mega particle cannon, go into the twerps and just boost up there and just do a nice, love tap. That's what I'm calling it. Especially on support types.
Show me care.
So, what do we think would be our picks? Personally, as a support player, seeing a prototype Gundam coming at you is probably the most scary raid type out of all of them.
Okay.
Definitely still the DS.
Yeah.
DS is scary.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
that would be my second.
Also, the Noct, if you're lucky enough.
But you won't see it. You will not see him coming.
Well, if you're Skoten, then definitely not. But also, you have that whole killing intent thing with the jamming.
Murderous aura, yeah.
But
and then you'll see a swoop in behind you and go just fuck you up.
I mean, for me, the Proto was probably the most scary in ranked, just because if there was one heading at me, I knew he was going to get to me. I was probably going to have him low, but he was probably going to have me dead before I could kill him for sure. Anything else, there's a chance. So I'm saying there's a chance. That's about it. But with the Proto, it just felt like there was no chance. It's got a lot of beef to it. I think it's got the most health out of all of them too.
Are the double beams in the shop now?
Oh, that is another thing though. Yeah, you do need the double beams.
They should be in the shop. I'm pretty
Sergeant
sure
5.
been in there for a while.
So Sergeant 5 to pick those up. So again, I mean, which that's about the time you'd be able to buy the suit itself. So
if they are, then I think I might have the actual levels that are available, because there's that whole thing about certain levels that just aren't in there yet. Fuck.
I'm sorry, the double
beam saber.
Level 2
saber
is in there as well.
Oh yeah. That should be in the.
But yeah, the DS is great. I actually enjoyed playing the custom. I do love that giant shield.
Oh, the guard custom.
Oh, the guard custom. I was gonna say, did you mean the
guard
free
custom?
The free custom is one that I had for a long time.
The free custom's good too. They just buffed that, so that looks pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely solid. I remember when I first started playing, I was like, God, man, I'm having such a hard time with these raids, but now I can just haul ass with those dual heat swords. Not to mention, you just have a free ass stun with the arm grenade.
Okay, so one thing I went ahead and just went to 400, and one thing I'm noticing, so is the Zaku 2 FS, is that actually in the ticket shop, the level 2 version of it?
As far as I know, almost everything's been through the shop.
The level 3 is not, because I'm seeing MSN completion reward only.
Wait a minute, what? Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, you're talking about the Shin Matsunaga.
Yeah, the Shin Matsunaga.
Oh, okay, that is completely
different ones, my dude.
Sorry.
Well, hold on. Do the first two levels show that they're available in the ticket shop, as acquisition things?
As far as the DP exchange requirements or whatever.
It's not in the shop yet.
It's not in that shop. I'm asking if they're in the ticket shop.
They've put the Matsunaga's been in the shop already.
So it's been in the ticket shop?
Yeah, the Matsunaga for sure.
So what about the level 3 though? Because it's the level 3 of it actually has a mission completion reward only is what it says.
Yeah.
I don't think it's popped in the ticket shop yet.
Yeah, I think the level 3 is going to take its time. I know that the large heat hawks were a limited DP thing.
And they threw those in there immediately.
Yeah. Is the actual are the large heat hawks back in the DP shop now, or are they not?
They should be. Let me look.
I'm not really sure.
Because I don't remember seeing them.
No.
Okay.
Wait. The level 2 and 3 is
80,000 and 120,000.
Okay, that sounds about right in price.
Oh,
the level 1 is not.
Yeah, that's how much they cost.
Yeah, and you're talking about Master Sergeant 5 for both of those.
Yep.
So I can't even buy them right now.
Level 1 though, you can only get with the suit.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else for the 350? Because as far as 400 goes, we could go through 400, but after that, you're pretty much looking at 2 high ranks to really. We can kind of pick our favorites at that point, if we want.
Right.
As
but-
far as 350 goes, I would just throw out an honorable mention to the striker.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
sleep
there
on
you
the
go.
He's gotta get in
striker.
there.
Yeah. Honestly,
Spear version, of course, not scythe. Personal.
don't-
preference.
I've actually pulled off quite a bit with the scythe version. Surprisingly honest. Even though it has one swing, I've been able to zoom
The
in
knee
there.
stagger lets you do a lot. I mean, in some cases, like depending on how you want to look at it, the scythe kind of lets you get practice with the suit. I prefer the extra reach from the
Oh,
spear.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm not saying the scythe is bad. I just much rather prefer the spear personally.
Oh, that's understandable. It has a 2-swing combo. So that would, yeah, I wouldn't. I
You're
don't
also
disagree.
still rocking it at like 1890 with the
Right.
level 2 there, so that's not bad.
You're getting really good damage out of that.
Yeah, the striker's
At least
really
it
good.
has more reach than the fucking beam javelin with Cav.
Oh my gosh. I don't.
mind the jab, but I always get like shunted
it's
on
good.
that neutral. Like I just have to remember to just swipe instead of trying to do the neutral ever.
Yeah.
No.
Like it's got good damage, but it's awkward to use.
And then you're talking about 2450 with the level 1. That's nuts.
And that's the same javelin that the prototype also uses.
Yeah, so baseline, if you don't have the dual swords, you're running the javelin there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you for some reason not have a hyper bazooka, I question your motives, because nobody uses the beam rifle on the prototype.
Unless you're a man, the truest of braves.
Right.
But anyway, the 400. So BD2.
Throwing, I'm gonna say the Pixie, just because.
I'll also say the
Pixie.
Zaku Command probably is the other one there.
Yeah, so those would be my top 3.
Yeah, same.
Right next to the assault light armor, or the G-line light armor. The G-line light armor is really
Got
nice.
good damage.
I really
Actually, is
like
the Assault 400? Level 1 of the Assault. Is it 400?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
then I would throw the
So
Assault up there as another contender for sure.
I was gonna say I don't have the light, but I had the assault. Holy shit, and that's been pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
that heat lance. Oh my god. That-
Another
and then
charging downswing with that thing.
Whew.
I'm a big fan of
Oh.
G-Line Assault too. That one's like so fun to play.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, when the Dualahan gets put in, oh gosh, that's gonna be terrifying if it
That's
has
gonna be
the same-
goofy, and I'm like ready for that.
like with the guard shields, like.
This is gonna be an even more aggro guard custom as it
Oh
been.
my gosh.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be crazy for sure.
Oh, that'll definitely be a raid. There is no way getting around that.
And
That
then of
thing's
course
a
you still
raid.
have the Shin Matsunaga at this point.
Right.
And if somehow you're crazy enough to actually have the level 3, then you're talking about 3,300 damage per swing on that thing.
Oh yeah, the HiMo Dom.
Talk about asking someone a question.
Whew.
The HiMo Dom is top tier in the 350 to 400 top tier raid for me anyway.
400 does get some good ones.
Super
Marine.
scooty, instant knockdown.
I mean,
400 also introduces the Dewage as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
scoop.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Tomahawk batter up.
Tomahawk.
Also the giant bazooka with cloth.
With
cloth, yeah.
right?
Stupid.
Well, remember, it was based off of. It was supposed to be used in the desert. That's what the cloth was for.
But it's just one of those video gamey things. There's just
Yeah.
like, oh, this one has to be different from the other.
Right. Yeah. It's like all it was a normal
Not
giant
interchangeable.
bazooka.
Just so spatial.
We just threw a cloth on it. Extra
Well, then-
price, sold separately.
And it's only the level 1 too. Like
Yeah.
there's only 1 and 2 for this. It's just, I haven't even seen. Is that even in the shop at this point? I don't think so.
What, the level 2? No. And do you know what's
Yeah, it's
really
not.
fun? Do you know what's really funny?
Hmm.
When I was working on the wiki, the level 2 is a 2-star, and the level 1 is a 3-star.
Doge Heat Saber's 1900. What's the regular one at
Like,
then?
well, that doesn't make sense. Like, why
They
would
did it with the GM, the Desert GM, didn't they? Isn't the level 1 the 3-star level, and the further levels are 2-star as well? They've done it for a
Think
couple
so.
suits. I know.
Yeah, they've done it
I
with a few.
think.
It's still really goofy, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little mismatched sometimes.
I mean, I think it just kind of hammers home the fact that they know that certain suits at their level 1 cost are really powerful in their cost, and as you level up, like it doesn't, like it's not so much. I mean, I think it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if you get what I'm saying, like I'd rather just like the Zoc. I only got to level 2, but I really wish I had a level 1. That
Yeah.
point difference makes a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Especially seeing how
Marauding
450.
around the 450 is
Oh my gosh,
hilarious.
like-
Oh my
I
god!
want that
I just
so
I just
bad.
stars wrong. The level 1 desert is 2, and the higher level is 1. For the desert GM.
But yeah, that point with the Zoc, that is why I'm pretty much just running the barrage just about every game at 450, just because like I can definitely counter that thing's beam.
Bully the shit out of it.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, like if it's about to fire its beam and I notice it, I could just fire a missile volley off, and as soon as it starts firing, if it started shooting, then I've staggered it while it's beaming me
Right.
or whoever.
For what?
The Dawn Barrage against the Zoc.
Just
Oh, well.
consecutive hits and all
Well, the
that.
Zoc is 450, 500, so we aren't even there yet.
Yeah, but sorry, you mentioned the Zoc, and I was like,
You
Don't play the
must
Zoc.
bully the egg.
yeah, but so I guess general types now at 400.
General
Because
type's
83.
400.
as far as
yeah,
as far as
83.
stuff you can afford, though, by the way, you can buy the Zaku 2 FS.
Mm-hmm.
As far as in the other one, you're pretty much getting corporal to get anything, I think, in
Right.
raid.
And then like the Ifrit at that point, it's Sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean everything else as far as
Gallagher's
general,
still a solid choice.
Oh,
that's still corporal though too. So
Speaking of the FS, is it finally out of the lotto?
Like completely, I think.
Completely.
maybe.
Let me look. I got the item thing up so I can take a check.
Because like I swear I just keep pulling level 6s left and right.
I put
It
FS
may still
and
be in
nothing happened.
Again with
It
general
is
types,
gone.
there's a lot of
It is gone.
choice.
Yeah.
It is gone.
Oh, thank God! Finally, so I won't rage about grabbing another flippin' FS out of a 10s pull. Like, why? I swear, almost every single 10 pull, there is at least 4 FSs in there.
And if you don't get one out of your 10, then it'll give you an 11th one, just so it can give you an FS.
Right.
Oops, forgot.
Oh,
Here you go.
it's like, oh yeah, you did your 10 spin. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna try again. And oh, there's your FS.
Oh, forgot your FS. Here you go. Can't do that anymore.
The FS has been banished to the DP zone.
Oh, thank God.
So, what do you guys feel about the Gundam?
The Gundam.
Grandpa Gundam.
The Gundam.
Do you know what? That's
At
very
this cost.
interesting. Like at 400. Is that what you mean by like its beginning class?
Yeah.
Recently, I decided to go out with the beam rifle napalm attachment with the hyper hammer, and that actually puts in work. Like it honestly does. Like I'm not even saying that just to say that. Like I'm being honest here. Like I was in a 400 cost. What was it in the tropical desert? And there were so many raids on that team. I'm just like, okay, whack! I just take out like 3 of them at once down to the knee, and everybody just finished them off. I think I've fallen in love with that thing.
Hyper Hammer's pretty legit.
I personally prefer the rocket launcher to Hyper Hammer.
Rocket launcher.
Yeah, the super napalm, like I could see it being nice in desert for sure. Super napalm, just like
they need to give the
you
super
have to
napalm
wait.
the burn effect.
Like,
It'd
that,
be
interesting when they add it.
that I don't understand why they didn't put the. Well, then again, I think they were not ready for the whole. Like, since we threw in the flamethrower on the assault tank, I think they should.
They should be ready now.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, they should have been ready a long ago. By this
Man.
point.
But yeah,
I
you
know
favor
it's
the
not the
bazooka.
same cost, but like 550, I started running bazooka. I can appreciate the consistency on that a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. I've kind of been using the napalm a bit, and it's just I gotta aim the beam too. But other than that though, I'd
I
probably
think for beam rifle, napalm is legit though.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
For beam saber.
for beam saber. Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
But probably my big suits that I would personally pick, kind of my the ones I play. I love the Galbaldi.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, Galbaldi
That's been
Alpha
really
is
fun.
great.
Yeah,
HiMo
bald guy is
Zaku.
nice.
And
I should go.
and of course the Pell Rider cavalry again.
Mhm.
Um
Now we have the cavalry versus the ground type.
oh
Oh yeah, that is,
83.
yeah.
I don't own that yet. About to buy it. We're getting there. We're like 90k
Ooh.
DP again. So
BD3 is nice. I usually run it ranged wise. I usually just kind of buff out its main highest stat. But that's just me.
That shooty boy exam mode on.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Shooty Boy exam with like a whole bunch of thruster attachments.
How do you guys feel about the GM custom? I haven't really played it much, but I see a lot of play with it.
That's a good question.
I run it the stupidest way ever because I do the GM rifle on it.
I mean, I would much rather use the gym rifle on that thing, to be honest. Now seeing how I'm playing on my US account, not my JP account, I don't have access to it yet.
Yeah.
So I gotta wait another 6 months to a year.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be a hot minute till it's readily available.
Yeah.
Well, one thing.
The,
Go ahead.
The level 1, like, even if, like, let's say you did play the JP version and you only got the level 1. The level 1's great in 400. Like, it's not. I don't think it's power creeped at all in 400. I think it's a good cost for it.
Hmm.
Anyway.
One thing I was going to mention is, too, at this point, a lot of things, general type wise, have multiple dodge rolls. So check your skills.
Check your
Check your
skills.
Check your
skills.
skills. I'm glad you mentioned that. I made a highlight video with some tips and tricks and whatever, and in the description and in the picture, I need a thumbnail for it. And like it's like a class with a chalkboard, and it's got like my Easy 8 like emote face at like the teacher's desk, and like 3 of my like Dizzy EDSs like question marks next to their face, and on the chalkboard is like GBO2 tips and tricks. And like around it says, check your skills, check your skills, check your skills. Like in the description,
That
the
is
description,
awesome.
like literally like just typed out check your skills exclamation point and just like copy pasted it and held down the control V key for a little bit in the video description.
There you go.
Check your skills.
Oh my
But yeah,
goodness.
the double dodge roll is definitely, that's one reason why I like the Galbaldi Alpha so much, is that it has that double
That's
dodge
a nice
roll.
thing that's a nice thing for the custom too.
In the
So you're
custom,
pretty
yeah.
much running like an Alex but with less firepower.
Yeah.
Oh, and also don't forget that the Galbaldi Alpha is the only quote unquote Goog family type that actually has a Sturmfaust.
Mm-hmm.
It is the only
Yeah.
Goog type with a Sturmfaust.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
No, there's
Okay.
no other Goog with a
Okay,
no.
maybe
You have
I'm crazy.
you have the R2 grenades with the HiMo and the normal mass production type. But
I think Ground has like the wrist rocket launcher or whatever too. But I'm pretty sure he's right. I don't think any other Googs have a Sturmfaust.
Nope, no Goog has
Okay.
Sturmfaust.
If
there was, I would know.
Goog have?
EOS is at 400, right?
EOS is at 400 as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Gion EOS is really fun. I personally like the EOS. Bold Guy is really fun. The reach on EOS is just awesome though. Like
huge horizontal swings all day.
Oh, and that poke around the wall. I saw one guy just melee poking me around walls, and I was just like not expecting it. It was just like,
it's weird. I didn't meant to see that. It doesn't work very well for me. Like if there's like any non-hitbox object in the way, like even if your hurt box goes through it, I've never seen it actually deal damage. That's interesting.
Yeah, there was one guy pulling it off really well, but they also had like 5 bars 2 games in a row. So
perfect connection. He was actually standing right in front of you.
But we have the Zaku again. So we have that to work with. That was also wait, no, we mentioned that in raid. Yeah, never mind.
So the HiMo Zaku late model starts here.
Yes.
And it has the ground type and the high mobility R2 or the typical one at level 3 around it. Have you ever preferred that over either of those two on ground?
Wait, so you're asking
probably
which ground HiMo or which HiMo Zaku you would
prefer?
Like
has there ever been a situation where you look late and be like, oh, you know what, I'll run that instead of like the regular HiMo or the HiMo ground?
Does it actually have more range modifier? I can look that up.
Yes.
That might be the only reason.
So
baseline
how
is not the highest.
Yeah, how the R2 is set up, it is built for speed, like straight speed and range mod. That is what it's built for. The HiMo ground is kind of leading towards melee. The R1 is kind of an odd one. Its part slots are so odd. I cannot figure that out to save my life, because I'm trying to make it like a fast boy, with ranged, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't do it as well as the late model does. Like it lacks a lot of things, but whatever.
Yeah, like it has more close range slots for the HiMo, but the late has just a higher baseline thruster rate on it in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And just throwing more thruster parts on that thing is just going to make it even faster.
Especially since the level 2, like if you can put the level 1 on there too, like that's a solid, because it's just an extra slot to upgrade that.
Yeah, looking at the parts, it does have 2 more high and 2 more mid. Oh wait, sorry, wrong one. It has more long, but less 2 less high, close, and mid. Further.
The Zakus are always kind of awkward for me. Like the playstyle doesn't click with me. But I might just not play it enough. Like I've tried it a few times, but it just always feels kind of weird. They just need to get used to the bazooka stuff. Like I feel like whenever I'm using it, it's just like, I don't know, maybe people are already used to it, so the spacing is like awkward. Like I've actually had people whenever it gets that they realize I'm about to shoot, they actually move towards me so that I can stun myself and stuff like that. But that's only a fault of the suit, whereas me just not having the spacing right, probably.
Yeah, I used to really like the HiMo. That was my go-to general, and then I don't know. Now recently, I've been getting into the Garibaldi, and cavalry is one of my new favorites. But
yeah, and then you also get the early production Gelgoog at this cost.
Yeah, Char's Gelgoog. Yeah,
that's a really solid one.
Oh my goodness.
Because you're talking about rocking that Gelgoog beam rifle still. You have a shield that's actually on your arm now. And you had the MMP-80 as a sub-weapon.
Yep.
There you go.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. Now, even though this is a well, excuse me. Let me pick my words properly. If I'm not mistaken, HiMo Goog is in the next cost bracket, correct?
Yes.
450 and up. That's what I thought. Okay. So we're not there yet.
Yeah.
No.
But anything else for general types?
White Dingo, Sniper 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah,
there we go.
Well,
Do
I
you
guess...
like sniper playstyle?
Also the Peasant Dodge.
Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
yes, the
Peasant
peasant
gets a lot of use.
Oh, I still need that suit. I want that suit so bad.
Peasant has aged pretty well since it got dropped, and the Recton 2 is kind of okay by comparison. It's definitely a little bit easier to get compared to the Peasant.
Right.
And then you have the poor Slave Wraith, level 2, still hanging out.
Oh my
I didn't even
gosh.
mention the Slave Wraith. That's one I like to
I-
run lower cost too.
I feel so bad for Slave Wraith. Like
It needs another buff, dude.
Yeah.
real.
Really. I'm gonna be honest. Even though it has, the reactive armor, which would quote unquote substitute maneuver armor in a way, it at this point it needs a dodge roll. Like it honestly needs a dodge roll. Because that reactive armor is not helping it enough. Because people are just like, oh yeah, you have reactive armor. Excuse me. Oh yeah,
I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun for just a second swing right now.
Yeah. Second swing.
I mean,
Definitely needs that.
literally either of those or both. Like at this point,
Right.
anything.
Right.
If you're gonna go out of your way to run it back
I mean,
and
what
help
did they,
out the ground Gundam, I think you can afford a little bit of help for the Slave Wraith.
what did they do for it? Like with the buff, wasn't it just like a little bit of health or something? I was like, this is like nothing, guys.
They increased the health bar. That's literally it. They
So it's
increased
at
the health.
15,000 right now, baseline.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, which is nice. At least they did something.
Yeah, but still, when I run into
But-
one I mean, of course I'm a support and it's a general, but like every time I run into it, it just feels bad because like when I noticed this, I was like, wait, did I just kill a Slave Wraith? Oh, I feel horrible. I just felt like I put down a
Sort of
animal.
down swung my teammate.
Like, no, seriously. Like, I'll be in like the Dom Barrage or like the Zaku cannon or gun cannon or whatever, and I just like I'm down to like no health, like a fourth of my health bar or something, and I'm just like, what was that I killed? I lost like 20 health. Okay, cool. Oops. I mean, yeah.
You're just playing against bad Slave Wraiths, though.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, it's like even the ones that are trying to do their little gimmick and get behind and kind of blend into the team and then attack. It's just
those
like
are also bad Slave Wraiths, man.
I mean,
Its
false
entire
flag isn't
gimmick is a
there for you to
death
be
trap.
deep cover, man.
okay,
It's
fair
there
enough.
so you, like it's there so you blend in during confusing situations.
Fair
Like those
enough.
guys are trying to like, Teehee, I'm on your team now. Like that's not what false flag does, okay?
I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to point out this. Well, here's the thing. It's like most people pay attention to team comp now. Thankfully.
Also, just the comment, Teehee, I'm on your team now. That is
Yeah,
the
those guys
best.
are cute and they're playing the suit wrong,
Oh
okay?
my gosh.
Like,
Okay,
it's
fair
fun as a
enough.
meme when the
Fair
suit first
enough.
came out.
But either way, though, like head on, not whatever, it does nothing to me by the time I've killed it. Just about every situation. I always notice it when it's like, when I'm like fourth of my health bar, and I was like, how did I just fight? I didn't like, I was scared. I thought I was gonna die. And I'm like, oh, that was a Slave Wraith. Okay, feels bad, man. Better luck next match.
Much because it was back there, like, oh shit, and then realize, oh no, no danger.
no.
We're good.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, it's a raid.
Oh my god, it's a blue.
Oh, it's
Okay.
just this. Okay, Blap, you're dead. Okay, back to where I was doing.
Also, how about that High Gog? Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Gashi is.
There's
in
a
there,
reason
too.
why I
Or
just
Goth
kind
as
of.
well.
There's a reason why I just
Gotcha's
kind of
been
was
showing
just
his
like.
chops pretty
Now
hard
Gotcha is
as of late.
pretty decent, even at 352. I know we didn't mention it, but there's an honorable
Yeah.
mention.
It was putting in some work in ranked. I was surprised people were running that as
Oh,
consistently
yeah.
as they were.
The high gog. So here's the thing with the high gog. For anybody who doesn't know, your missile is just the most awkward, flailing thing ever. So
But it does stupid damage.
does
It's a
crazy
dummy thick
dumb
missile.
damage, but that's pretty much in the balance of the suit. And the thing is, you'll be like your
400
arm will
range,
be like
26, 25.
this, and here's my table, right? But somehow when you fire, you'll clip the ground with it and explode yourself. And it's just like feels bad, man. Like also you're huge, so you're a big target for any support.
Oh yeah. When they've tried to nerf that, they shrank the hitboxes like on the shoulders and on the body in general. But
Yeah.
like, you can only do so much before it seems a little ridiculous. Like you're just like a bullet hell, where like most of your body just doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, and then
So they couldn't do a whole lot.
the biggest change was when they moved the camera over even more, because before, like, the suit took up like this much of your screen.
Yeah.
So now it's like this much of your screen, but the thing
Could
is
you
you
imagine
clip the ground with the
GBO2
missile.
with that camera?
Oh my god.
or the Zach.
The Zog. The Zog
You
would
want to
just
see
be
what's going on in the video game?
there. No. See, hold on. I got an idea. So it would be, if I was the Zog, I would be like right here. that would be it.
Pretty
Especially
much.
like when you're talking about 400, you're also talking about it being like Gelguggen friends.
I mean, that's how I feel about the
So-
Zommel, though. More Zommel hate. Here we go.
Oh god, we haven't gotten there yet, but
Oh my gosh.
poor bastard.
Okay,
He's had a
but-
hard time as of late. Poor
Um,
Zommel.
Seriously, though, I want more buffs to the Zommel. Like, it's
It doesn't need it when it's facing what it's supposed to face.
okay.
But when
Sort
it
of.
doesn't, shit gets
Okay.
bad.
I know I'm gonna sound stupid when I say this,
Mm.
but where the hell is its anti-melee mod on the Zammel? That thing is huge. It should have at least something.
You would think, right? At least because
It
you wouldn't be
needs a
hitting
bit
anything
more.
super important.
Yeah.
But it's just a big hover platform. Like,
Right.
That's kind of where game balance trumps, you know.
yeah, you gotta
canon
be
at that point.
adhere to the video game.
It's like, hey, look, I got this huge halberd. I'm just gonna smack you with it. And then you're just kind of there going, what?
But yeah, anything else for general types at 400?
400 general types.
So do we want to talk about like space a little bit too? Because you're
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, we're
last,
kind of.
last cost we
Yeah,
have
we're-
like the Intercept custom FB is at that point. That's an interesting one.
Yep.
Yeah,
the
I
Bishop
forgot about the
was
space thing.
introduced at
The-
350, and you
the
also
Bishop-
have that here.
The
That's a
Bishop
terror.
is like top tier. Like you don't go into Space Fortress Interior and think, oh yeah, this is going to be a cakewalk at 350 and 400. No. You got to watch for those hands.
Also, you get the Psychemy System Zaku, which I know a lot of people say has a hard time. I've done some pretty decent work with it at 450 even, but I don't know, I've enjoyed it so far.
I think it's more of people were so used to the Bishop, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, this thing has a dodge roll and it moves really quick and it doesn't have charging beams. Ew.
And then there's the Cloud Dom, the Rick Dom 2 GH.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh
The
my.
big G sword.
Dude, it's
Coming in
fun
with
playing.
You know what?
Bully everybody.
You know what? When it first dropped, I'm like, why the hell does it have the MMP80? But then I'm thinking, you know what? This is a very good thing that it has an MMP80 because
So
if it
many stuns. Literally, all three
Yeah,
of
I
his
mean, it's
stun,
underrail.
all three of his sub weapons are just stun weapons.
Oh, yeah.
With the
like
Foss doing even bigger damage. It's 2400. So stupid.
I'm like,
It has so many ways to just make you stand still for that sword.
It is
If
tasty.
If we're on space, can this make an honorable mention to the Intercept?
Yes, and
Yeah.
at
Oh, yeah.
350, the GM, yes, the Interceptor is amazing.
yeah.
Swooping in with that downswing. Also, the fact that it's brave enough to have a beam spray as a sub weapon.
Yes.
It didn't give a shit. It just looked at the weapon rack and like, just give me all this. Just why are you even holding back at this point? Just give it to me.
Also
Ooh,
in space
my.
for support at 400, I would say GM Cannon 2 is fantastic. Which, when we get to supports, it also is a good suit. Period.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just a solid choice at this point. What do you guys feel about the gun cannon too? Because it does get introduced at this point.
It needs some help still. I was very sad that we did not get some help for it. I think it's been kind of pushed out. Like at this point, I don't know.
I see people still try to run it. I don't ever see them hit the charts, but like, it's still being done.
The main thing is
I think the Gunner gonna edges it out personally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the
a
big
fair-
thing. Like, and then if you are going to use it, like, you do destroy legs. I mean, like, if you hit them with the 1-2 combo with the big beam and then
Yeah.
you hit them in the legs, then yeah, it definitely, like, you definitely can leg just about anything with that 1-2 combo. But I mean, the
And
thing
the
is,
charge on it
you have to
isn't as-
charge.
and it's not as long as it felt compared to other suits that have charges now. But when it first got introduced, people were like, so fucking slow.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God. And as you get smaller maps, like say you're trying to run this on mountain, unless you have a really good team covering your ass, good fucking luck.
yeah, I mean, like, the only map that I've had good success on it is probably Deserted City and just getting into a sniper spot. Because everybody's coming down a lane and you've got some nice juicy legs to shoot at. That's pretty much it. Also, looks like there's an Akai that invaded
Oh no, Maniac.
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 I bet he comes back with food. Just saying. Throwing that out there.
I bet you that's what it was. He probably had an order on the whole time.
But anyway.
Yeah, Gimbal doesn't help out supports too much though, unfortunately.
doesn't.
Like it's still a hard life in
it's cool.
space in that
It
regard.
helps with the barrage, I would say, just because you're not able to get like caught under as much. You can still put some bullets on them, but yeah, other suits like this, no, not so much.
But as far as just supports in general for space, I like the barrage. GM Cannon 2 is really solid.
Yeah, it
And
puts it in work.
as far as ground goes, like those two are good for space. Like I would say probably the GM Cannon 2 is probably better for space, just because it's so hard to get
Sniper
the Dom
2
barrage.
is surprisingly common still.
Yeah, that's a decent suit. Like if you're into snipers, then I would say that would kind of be your alternative to having like the gun cannon. Would be just using that instead.
And most don't even use the rifle. Like at this point, people are rocking the bullpup, surprisingly.
Oh really? I haven't seen that too much. Okay.
So like it's between that and then the sniper custom. If people run that, they're typically doing the bazooka at that point.
In space?
Yeah, in space.
Okay.
My dumbass.
What about on ground though?
Because I'm stubborn.
Are you seeing the bullpup in ground?
Yeah. In fact, I saw
Every now
one
and then.
a little bit earlier today.
I will say.
I was like, is that a command just like marauding me? No, because he's doing more damage. It's a fucking sniper too, with a bullpup just nailing people for like 200 plus per shot. Like, oh my god, stop.
The weapons rack is get the level 3 here. It's still solid. I am not a fan of the Goku ground type, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me. Mainly because the prototype beam rifle that it has puts you in place, but
it's butt cheeks. It's butt cheeks.
Doesn't it stagger though without a charge?
Yeah.
So I mean that is pretty nice.
With the we're talking about the ground Goku?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it its normal beam rifle? I actually don't think I knew that. I just threw the regular Goku beam rifle. Like you're talking about the prototype Goku beam rifle?
Yeah.
I never actually used it.
It's like a Gunner Gundam before the Gunner Gundam thing.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
But I think they also I don't know if they did buffs for like alterations after a certain point. Maybe it was like range or something. But yeah, after a while, I just threw on the beam rifle, the regular Gelgoog.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm rocking now.
Along.
You have range, but you have less damage, and that's kind of the awkward trade-off there. You lose 200 damage, but you gain 150 range. So
yeah, and the nice thing is that you still have that type advantage over most suits that you're going to be contending with, so you can follow it with another shot. Definitely never sleep on uncharged shots with the Gelgoog beam rifle.
For sure.
Because baseline, you're still talking about 2,000. Anything higher than that, you're only be going up by like incremental 100. And with extra range.
So I don't know. The ground type's kind of my. I'm still haven't decided whether I like it or not, but but yeah, Dom Barrage and Zaku Cannon are probably my two go-tos. Speaking of which, Zaku Cannon and the GM Cannon have surprisingly high amounts of stats, and you get 2 to every complex slot upgrade when you get the enhancement. And with the buffs to the GM cannon, it's actually got 1300 damage with its cannon at level 6. So it's actually packing some decent power.
Baseline 40 range boost for the GM cannon at 6. And with enhancing parts 4 and 3 on it, that's 57. That's not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. So same with the Zaku cannon, like the base stats on her are pretty high. Just for compared to most suits. That's another thing with the Dom Barrage. You got a lot of health on the Dom Barrage. I mean, it is a big target, but that's kind of what I would say to go for the most part. Is like you look at the same thing with the Gundam ground type, the weapons rack, and then the GM Cannon 2. They're all pretty beefy as far as their defense, especially the GM Cannon 2. Like it is thick, dude. Like it's got 27 to both of its range. Like, and it's got 15,000 baseline health with 27 to both defenses for range stats, and it's got 13 melee resistance. Yeah. That's pretty
like
legit.
Lore-wise, its plating is pretty much like the same as the Alex's Choke armor. It just has that as regular ass armor.
Yeah, like so it is a beefy boy. Like it is definitely your tank support suit. You got a shield. Like what? Like
it gets awkward for newer players at that cost though. Like especially when you start getting to level 2 stuff, because it start like higher levels start raising the cost, so it gets really awkward for them. Like I'm trying to think, are there any like base level 400 supports that newer players might be able to buy?
Again, once you get to 400, you're pretty much got to get to Corporal to get anything on any of these.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at Zaku Cannon would be my recommendation if you've been going up the ladder of that. And if you like tanks, then you've still got the tanks. And if you decide to do like the long barrel Zaku 1 sniper type, or if you like the sniper, you could go that route. But that's about it. That's really all you've got. Other
the
than
Zaku
that,
tank and the snipers is Corporal. Zaku Cannon still.
So I can
doable?
recommend the Zaku Cannon. Like I it's pretty much my go-to suit, but maybe that's just my one trick.
I was saying Magnum's a fucking menace in the Zaku Cannon. Like that's his at this point. On top of all that.
So would the gun cannon be up there like that level 2? For like lower cost or lower rank requirements?
I'll have to check real quick.
Yeah, Corporal is for the regular gun
cannon.
Yeah,
the regular gun cannon is Corporal
but
as well.
the mass production type is Master
Sergeant. Yeah, it's like, pretty ripped.
Fuck.
So yeah, you could do the
if
you like the
gun cannon. The gun cannon is pretty solid.
Level 2 because you got that standard.
Fine.
Yeah, gun cannon, Zaku cannon would be my 2 recommendations, and then if you like tanks, then stick to the tanks. Again, at that point, once you start getting into, like I said, I think I said this around when we got to 300 or even 250, is when you get all the different varieties of support play. I think it was 300. And then, like, you pretty much can start picking what kind of supports you like, what playstyle of support that you like, and then you can push with that. And that pretty much follows all the way up to the top. I still want more 200 cost. Same with raids. We need more.
Yeah.
We need more of those just to widen that playstyle. We need a tank at 200 cost. I don't know what we'd have, but we need something like that at 200. Anyway,
You get the early types from Origin and just put them there.
and then 450. If we're gonna go ahead and move on up to 450 for support, let me check to see if there's anything you can buy. Like at this point, I don't think at this point you're looking at Sergeant 1, which I will say
Don't get
there's
cannon.
people that have been streaming that are hitting like Master Sergeant right now. And of course that's people that are playing it a little bit more than your average people, but there's also just people that I know that are playing kind of casually that's already Lance Corporal or Corporal pretty close now. So that's pretty solid for less than a month.
Yeah. And like we were saying before, there's a lot of other stuff experience-wise. You have clans, you have these boosts and all that
Oh yeah.
that are more consistent from month to month. So people are getting up a lot faster than when we were starting
speak
out
up,
the year
Maniac.
before.
I was just sitting here and I'm just like, I guess you guys skipped me.
Oh, sorry, man.
Why is there? Because he was
Oh yeah, that's right. You went for food. My bad. Or I don't know what you went for, but I guess food. Was it food?
No, it was. I had to talk to my dad about something.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
So, what the hell did I miss?
400. We were wrapping up.
400 supports.
So, 400 supports. Honestly, Gunner Gundam. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right back. Lovely. All right.
Bring the echo.
Invading that guy coming in. But yeah, speaking of Gunner Gundam, yeah, it's really solid. I want it so bad. Just saying.
I still don't have that.
I don't have it either, dude. Like for real. But
I mean, Full Armor Gundam probably would be the accessible entry level suit. Like
for 450.
everybody's playing. Or
Right
yeah,
now,
450.
anyway.
Everyone's gonna be playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely
Everyone
see it get
support.
busted out quite a bit because of that 10 drop. So.
But yeah, if you can get one. But yeah, Maniac, you want to continue on the Gunner Gundam?
Okay, so the Gunner Gundam is one of my favorite 400 support suits. Reason being is that its beam rifle is amazing. Fully charged, it has piercing ability, and it can pierce up to as many suits as it wants in its range, if I'm not mistaken. It has like no anti-melee mod whatsoever. Like I think it has like 5 or 8 or something like that, but nothing special. Oh wait, hold on. Am I? Yeah, okay. I for some odd reason thought I was still muted. Let's see here. Reasons why. Yeah, I guess that's anti-stealth.
Yeah.
Anti-stealth, so I can see pixies
Anti-stealth
coming
is
around
great.
the back. Yep, and I'll be like, hey, there's a pixie coming.
How do you feel about the Gunner Gundam again emblem as a pixie player?
You don't see it as much anymore, which kind of sucks. But most of the time, it's not as bad as it seems. A lot of Gunner Gundams are scoped up. I'm not saying they're like in scope 24/7, but you can still get the drop on a Gunner Gundam. It's definitely possible. But a Gunner Gundam is just another victim. Just sometimes he knows you're coming. Just got to bait the tackle out.
So yeah, 450 though. You said full armor. Yeah, that's right now.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got that. So, but
it's as far as accessible suits to newer players that they would have at that cost.
they
yeah.
could
full
get
armor. Full armor makes the most sense.
They could also get a
Mhm.
Gelgoog out of that first box. Is the other thing that they can get. So you got
Yeah,
weren't
Gelgoog
they able to get
cannon.
the cannon.
Yeah, you get that one first spin.
A lot of people are getting the GAN out of that, which is I find hilarious because they're like, "Oh man, this is really cool," and they get shredded. A
Yeah.
couple people
The only thing the
who
GAN
are
has is damage.
that were making accounts are like, "Ah, god damn it, I want to reroll."
It's like
You're talking about the needle bombs were or the needle missiles were so strong they didn't nerf them.
But yeah, as far as the supports at this point, again,
Yeah,
it's
just me.
Uh-oh.
moving now.
Might be time to hop servers.
we good though? I think we're good. Can you guys hear me?
I'm jumping back from 1 bar to 3.
Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
can hear everybody.
Okay.
Everyone just frozen for me.
Okay, we're good. We're good then. But yeah, as far as at this point though, let's just kind of pick our, I guess, favorite 1 or 2 at the 450 range for each.
for support.
Yeah, well, and then for
Or
each
just in
category.
general?
Yeah, we'll just go for
Gotcha.
each category because again, at this point, I don't think there's too much that anybody can actually get other than like say the full armor and the Gogu cannon. Is there anything else that's useful that people can get out of the free spin? 'Cause
Free.
if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken,
I
it's just the level 1 Gundam. There's like another 4 the Gelgoog early production.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
then there's one more. Is it the G3?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a G3.
Yes.
Which
Yep.
It's
G3.
probably the most balanced raid, but is probably not the best raid. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it might even say
find it-
by
I
saying
find
that
it
I might
balanced
say
makes it-
yeah, it might be
It being
underpowered.
balanced makes it underperforming.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of stuff. Like its sub weapon for the beam rifle can still charge,
Yeah.
but
The
it
sub-
also has the baseline power of 1,000.
It needs the hyper hammer. I will agree with that. Like,
I would say that all of those Gundams should have the same kind of melee as each other at this point.
That's
Especially when you're talking about this raid, when you have a bunch of other Sith-like raids running around with 2 sabers and it's still rocking the 1.
I mean, why don't just get a G3 hyper hammers?
oh,
God.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Though.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Just get dual hammers.
Oh
At
man.
least have the
Okay.
option.
and be the turn A Gundam with 2 hyper hammers. Why don't we?
Absolutely.
Holy cow!
Oh gosh.
Or like give it the
Nothing better
twin
than one
sabers
is
and then
two.
have it spin its arms around like it's a fucking F-91 suit or whatever.
Yeah, man, get in there. Two is twice as good as 1. So why can't everything have 2?
I could just imagine it flying with 2 hyper hammers.
Oh gosh. Okay, so at 450 for support, I mean it's what I play the most, so I have quite a few choices, sadly. Sorry to break my own rule that I just made. But GM Cannon 2, still thick. Full armor. Solid. That was my go-to for the longest time. Probably my personal best right now, Dom Barrage. I feel like the secret OP for people who get really good with it is the Gelgu Jaeger. I think it has pretty much the highest damage output in support right now.
Yeah, the Jaeger's
Oh yeah.
And so if
Oh,
you can
yes.
get good with aiming and you can shoot well, I think it actually has the most damage out of any support right now. You are the super carry.
The Jaeger. Here's the thing. It has so much potential. So much potential to be used properly.
Yeah.
Just aim at the suit, break out its legs, break out everything. Like just obliterate the suit. Heck,
Crush its body.
I've been able to wipe out Ifrit Kai's.
I mean,
honestly, I've been able to wipe them out with the Jaeger.
one test I'm gonna do, and this is just kind of because support again. We talked about this. It's kind of like DPS. Essentially, you're kind of like the DPS carry kind of deal. A lot of times, we'll see if that changes in the future. But I'm one test that I want to do is see how fast you can combo a base down, doing the most damage you can. And if I'm doing that test, I mean, obviously with some suits, at 200 costs, it's going to take me a while. But like, I would bet money that the Jaeger is going to be the one that comes out on top at 450 cost. Yeah, it's got a lot of damage. Other than that, one I don't have that I wish I had, the Zoc, of course, is a powerhouse. And I think probably the most consistent one that somebody could jump into, which would probably be the upgrade from a full armor, would be a Mudrock.
Still don't have one of those.
I got that in the ticket
Want
shop.
it so bad.
It hit the ticket shop. I still don't have my full armor got buffed. We'll be talking about that in a minute. But full armor feels good. The missiles feel great now. Just saying.
Oh, thank God!
I actually
missiles.
took a trip to play that suit today so that we could talk about it. So that I had some.
Do you mean the full armor or the heavy?
Or, sorry, the heavy. My bad.
Oh, the heavy.
The heavy. That's what I meant. The
Yeah, the
heavy's
heavy
missiles
got
got
buffed.
buffed. Sorry,
well,
my bad.
yeah.
My bad. My bad.
That actually.
I said the
that
wrong
actually
suit.
makes sense.
I wish the full
That-
armors got buffed, but that's
The
another
missile
time.
barf, that'd be amazing.
That would actually make sense that they buffed the frame launcher due
Because
to
of
the
the
fact.
cav.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Because
So-
the cavalry has,
Go Cavs!
oh my gosh, yeah. Anyway,
Port ball.
But yeah, anybody else's thoughts on supports there? Like,
Zoc.
Go
Zoc.
Cavs.
Zoc.
One word, Zoc. Superior, most superior long range support. Long
so
and mid,
good.
long and mid range
Superior
support.
engineering.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? It can hold it. It can hold its own at close range. You just give it.
Oh,
a
I know.
love-
People
Give
want
him a
to.
good smash.
Yes, they're like, I want a support that can play melee, Zoc.
Zoc.
It's like, you want something, Zoc. That's the answer.
You want to
It
play
is
in
a raid
400?
boss.
You want to play in 400? Wrong. You need 450.
Yeah, add 50 points to that. You like the war crime pilots? Photon Macer, man.
Oh gosh.
Melts
my
everybody.
Just terrifying.
That's just
on the
wrong,
ground to
dude.
see a streak towards the ball.
I just want. Like we need to just make that.
You're
a
literally the evil villain in a spy movie,
Yeah.
and you're just like bringing the laser to him. It's like, tell me your secrets, Bond. It's like, oh no. Except we don't like. We
I
don't
want you to
go on about our
die.
plot. We just kill the pilot.
little- you just tell me your secrets and die, or just die.
No, just die.
But yeah, if anybody else has
Yeah.
anything for support other than Zoc,
450.
Definitely don't sleep on the tanks either, because
Yeah, again,
if you
like
going up in
tanks,
damage.
if you like
Um,
tanks, stick to your tank life. Like
Like fucking
Assault-
gun tank baseline
yes.
is range 45.
Oh!
If you're at this point
Hildoffer.
and you have a bunch
Yes.
of yeah.
Never mind.
Yes.
Hildoffer, yeah, Hildoffer
Yeah.
and the assault. You got those
Yep.
at this.
Yep.
What's their
400
level
and
1?
450.
Yeah, there you go.
400 to 450.
I always forget those because I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't either. So it's like, nope, they don't exist. What are you
So,
talking about?
yeah, the
Shut
Hildoffer is pretty OP, and so is I think the assault is just right behind it still.
The firing rate on that cannon when it's transformed. Oh my god.
And then you can
Oh.
bump people. You just bump them.
Yep.
You stagger just by
Combo into
running
the
into
cannon.
them, and then you're just like, by the
Yep.
way, bump, back up a little bit, take a knee. Oh, by the way, you're
Mhm.
staggered again, and then by the way,
Yep.
you're hit for this. Yeah, I mean, you've got so much you can just do with that
Yep.
thing. It is
Yeah.
gross.
The
And-
Zoc isn't an option. Those are really powerful not Zocs to play.
Yep.
At 400, when you can't beat the Zoc, then they are definitely the OP.
They are the menace at 400.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Heavy Gundam and Barrage, I mean,
Gundam's fun.
Heavy Gundam is pretty damn fun.
2400 baseline with that beam cannon and the charge on it is stupid hard.
It got more
Oh.
damage to it got 10 flat damage to each bullet for its Gatling, and then the missiles, they are nice now. No longer do you're like, you're firing at another support, which is slow, and you're like, with your missiles, and like, the support's like, okay, I'm just gonna step over here,
Casual sidestep.
and just they're slow enough that they could just watch with their rotation of the camera as it passes them by. Man, like they needed a buff and a half, dude. Like those missiles were horrible. Like
Oh,
that's
Don't
bad
own
beat.
that suit.
Oh,
Go ahead. I'm good.
okay,
Okay.
good.
But I never played it, but I played against it. It's good to see it get some buffs. Never really solo enough. The barrage is there to bully things.
mm-hmm.
This is a
And
good transition.
when
So
all else fails, the pixie comes in and ruins everyone's day.
Do you know what's really funny? Is that like almost like from 400 up, you could just use a pixie in no matter what in any situation at that point.
and just get
Almost.
murdered. Yeah,
Oh,
that's usually what happens.
Um,
But no. So what about the raids though? That's a good transition about the
Yeah.
speaking to Pixie.
There
What
we
about
go.
raids?
Raids.
G-Line Assault, BD2.
I still vouch for the pixie. I see it still terrorize stuff at 450.
Oh yeah. I mean, not many suits have an anti-stealth skill. That's the thing. So it can still go around and terrorize supports.
The only problem with that though is that like the ones that most of the suits that do have anti-stealth are the ones that see play, so it might as well, it might as well be a thing.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't see many newer players using them though. That's the thing.
And they do have, well, they have the level 1.
They may not have an
right?
Zaku.
Yeah, I don't like if you have an Act Zaku on the field, then there you go. If you have, a Gunner Gundam on the field, there you go. But not many new players have an Act Zaku or a Gunner Gundam. That's the thing.
The other thing is the Gundam Unit 5. That's a solid one.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I'm
I
having a
want that.
lot
Okay.
of fun with that.
Yeah.
If I had that, that would be probably my go-to, other than the G-Line Assault.
The Gatling on that thing. Oh,
Stupid. So dumb.
I absolutely love it.
450 range, 125 a shot, 150 bullets of just
Honestly,
paint raining
like
down on people.
I prefer scoring hits with the hyper beam rifle. It feels good.
Yeah, that shit feels good.
Oh, that too.
And I would
It's
say
like
too,
not quite as strong as the Gelgoog, but it's a little bit higher than the baseline, and its base hits actually hit really hard, so you can definitely put in some work.
also if there's
Had a
any
really good match with
specific
it last night.
space types, point those out. But pretty much everything said on the supports, I would kind of mirror that if they can be used in space. Kind of feel the same. But yeah,
Do we have any really unique space supports? At
I
this
mean,
point?
no, not
Bishop?
at this cost.
is the Bishop
Oh,
go
well,
up
the
too?
The Bishop does.
Bishop's 350 to 400.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
my
it doesn't
bad.
go to 450?
No,
Yeah, then I don't think we got one.
400 and 450, that is the Saikamu system.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
you
I
have-
do have one
and
of
then-
those for the raid.
And then the
got the
550 is the
Rigdom.
Xeon.
The Rigdom 2
GH is still in
GH
there.
still at 450. But I'm kind of curious. I see you play it a lot on stream, Emblem. What do you think of the Gelgoog Marine?
The Marine, I really only played on like maps where it's kind of awkward to get to the support, so like port base, and stuff like that. And I, honestly, it kind of would be an alternating between like Unit 5 or Red Gundam, or the Marine, just kind of based on what I'm feeling. But I probably play Unit 5 more, but Gelgoog beam rifle shots hurt, and if you actually get close enough, like consistent actual battering on the support that's on top of like the warehouses with the Gelgoog beam rifle, like they think they'll be able to trade with you, and then you just like murder them. It's usually works out pretty well.
I mean, I'm a Marine main in terms of like 400 to 50 raids. Like I'm a Marine all the way through. If I can use my Marine, I will use my Marine. I absolutely love that suit. That is my go-to suit most of the time.
I honestly didn't know it had the beam rifle.
Yeah,
I
that
love
turned
the Marine.
my opinion of that suit around pretty hard.
Yeah. As soon as I saw Emblem playing it, I was like, what?
I know.
Yeah, I think every Gelgoog can use the Gelgoog beam rifle, right?
Yes.
No.
Except for the
cannon,
cannon.
it's a G rocket. That's
No,
the only
yeah,
one.
that's
And
true,
the
the cannon.
Jaeger has its own rifle.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think can the command type use the regular?
The command type.
I think
You
it also
mean-
has its own
The Marine
Jaeger,
command.
like
The
rifle.
Marine
'cause it
command
has a beam
it has
machine.
no. It has its own.
Yeah.
It has its own beam machine gun. So the Jaeger
It'd be
and
better
the
to say
Marine.
like most of them use a
commander.
beam rifle at the
Yeah.
have access to some form of beam rifle then,
Yes,
except for the cannon.
which doesn't make sense to me. Why in the world does the Gelgoog cannon not have a beam rifle? That's something that completely bugs the hell out of me. Like, it's a Gelgoog. Give it its rifle.
The G launcher is still pretty solid on its
Still
own.
pretty
It
good, but-
is. It is, but I
They
mean,
probably feel like it'd be too strong. I think
I
it'd
was
be
gonna
fine.
say I would
Like
want it, but it
one
feels
big
like it would
shot and
be.
then another charge shot with the
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
Like, give me that beam rifle. Yes, please. It's underpowered.
Hey
We
man,
need
if
the beam
you're gonna
rifle.
let me combo with the cancer cannon and have that shot, fuck it, give me that beam rifle on the Goku cannon.
Yeah,
It
there we
needs it.
go.
Let
There
it
we
let it
go.
help. Let
Yeah.
it do.
Exactly. Listen to Gustav. He
baby.
knows what he's talking about. We need
No
that.
bully.
I need
I
my
mean,
Let's get
Gelgoog
the Pixie
cannon
a dodge
buff.
roll while we're at it.
No, whoa,
Yeah.
hang on.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
fine.
Give it a
I
roll.
would-
Let it roll. Let
I-
it blow its boot.
yeah.
no,
Because it
man,
wants to
no,
get
no.
on its
Support
way and
buffs.
the enemy stranded.
Support
Because it's
buffs, not
stupid.
raid buffs. But I
No,
will agree
see,
with the
I don't-
200 raid. I still am on board with that.
Oh my gosh, we need better 200 grades. Oh gosh.
In fact, you
Um,
know what? Double down and give the Pixie overdose while we're at it.
Yeah,
Honestly,
On
like
top of the roll.
real talk, I could
Give
go
it all
without
the
any
shit.
of those
If
skills.
the X Zaku command can
Anti-blast
have it at this point,
stabilizer.
The anti-blast.
Nice.
I just want
stabilizer.
anti-blast stabilizer, man. Or
it
you
is
know,
Yeah,
really weird that it
all,
doesn't
like-
have it. It's really, really weird that it does.
I think every raid, should, like especially at high cost, should have
That
it.
should
Like
be
it
a
sucks
standard.
getting staggered by that.
Yeah, I think most high cost raids should have it. I will agree with.
Okay, what? I guess that's 450 raids. Anything else?
I just gonna leave off with my rate of choice at 450 is the Zoc. It's excellent in melee. You know, if you hit somebody with the melee on the Zoc, it knocks them down like with any of the swings.
That's
It's
probably the
true.
most gross thing about it is that it does that.
Wait,
Like,
so
It's
like,
so
what-
damn big though. Like, why
Well-
wouldn't it?
well, yeah, it
So
makes sense, but it's just like its neutral swing is just like it's just real quick. It's just as quick as anything. You just slap them down.
Well, the
It's
side
because
one's literally.
you're a giant bully. You
flips its
backhand
armor
people
out
with the
of
side
town.
swings.
Like, keep it
I-
strong.
Okay, I'm gonna sound toxic right now. I want melee combo controller Zoc.
Oh no!
That'd be the end game.
Oh
Down
no!
swing in the
Whack.
screen.
Like Thanos,
Whack.
start snapping mobile suits out of existence. Okay. Yeah, I want this.
Okay,
Just
so
swing into a Shoryuken. Oh
that
my
would be
god.
Oh,
fucking
no.
horrifying. Like you think it already expended it on the neutral, only to see it scoop around with that and just nail someone else. Like, forget
oh
it.
my gosh.
Why did I even try to get close to it at that point?
So
Stupid.
generals. My
Yeah.
pick would be the Gelgoog High Mobility VG.
Yeah, I mean, and
I love
that's
that thing.
here's something else is that like 450 is still Gelgoog and friends in terms of
Yep.
like the other levels that are scaling up. The Gelgoog high mobility baseline actually gets introduced here too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good
Does
suit.
anyone
High
prefer
mode.
that over the early type or any of the other ones that
Yeah.
we get at this point?
I do.
I think the HiMo is my favorite.
I much prefer the HiMo because not only do you get the MMP-80 for a submachine gun, but you also get its grenades, and you have I think it has a 2-swing, or does it have a 3-swing?
2.
No, 2-swing.
Just-
2-swing. So, I mean, you have the R2 grenades with that thing. I mean, with an MMP-80, you can't ask for more than that. Even though I would wish it would come with. Even though logically, where the hell would you put them?
Right.
I'm still trying to figure out where the heck they're storing the developing grenades.
Nature's pocket. Don't worry about it. Gogu's making me sad. That's it's not like in a bad way. It's just like I still have awkward moments with the Gogu beam rifle.
We got the Marine Commander now too. Is another one.
I still want that so bad, you
I
guys.
wanted to.
That was so
it's probably
hype.
my second favorite. Like I like the VG and I like the Command Marine as well. Those are my two
I've
favorite
actually been
dudes.
surprised by the VG. Like when I first started running it, when we got it out, like, man, this is a run. But like once I started getting used to the actual like, grenade into beam, the fact that it does a pretty solid amount just baseline, and then you have that shoulder cannon to mess with every once in a while, like it can put in some work.
Again,
Especially since it has forced injectors level 2, so you're scooting around like a motherfucker when you need to, just to connect with that Naginata.
Again, give the Gogu cannon the beam rifle. Here's the precedent. Here's the precedent.
So.
Let's all find out what Director Kobe's email is. We'll be nice about it, of course. We're gonna email him.
The VG literally has a modular cannon on his shoulder. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much the Gogu cannon, only a general type is what it is. Like, and then you got the grenade launcher.
Cannon made to emulate Blue-Zuka playstyle with a support though. You just have a big payoff when you knock him on the ground with the cannon instead of a downswing. I mean, the cannon does its job right. It has balancer too, which is really cool. Like you can actually stun into dash, and cancel out with a downswing.
Which is surprising.
Yeah, that's.
Wait a minute.
That is pretty solid.
Also, that beam cannon does 3,000, just flat out.
Do you know what I just realized? Director Kobe actually has a Twitter account.
Oh no! Don't not none of you.
A nicely worded tweet.
Don't even.
I know.
Why not?
I mean, I would be begging. I'd be like, what do I have to do to get the?
But
wait, does it?
If one were to reach out to Director Kobe, what would his Twitter handle be?
Oh, I already found.
I know.
Hold on.
Let me know. I totally don't have it open right now.
let me. I follow him. Yeah, of course. That sounds really wrong too.
I mean, you're talking about Twitter. People follow people on Twitter. I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, I follow everybody on Twitter. Not really. Anyway. This is not Director Kobe, but it is one of the developers, though.
Oh, okay.
So he's one of the Battle Up developers. Now, if I can,
how much does he talk about Battle Up? Because I don't want to follow some random developer.
He actually he does talk about stuff pertaining to Battle Up.
Oh, that's cool.
When it is, of course, public knowledge. Because I'm pretty sure, if he starts speaking about Battle Op when he's not supposed to, I'm pretty sure he's probably breaking some sort of agreement.
Yeah. But okay. we just gotta follow. You gotta follow him so that when he has a picture of him at work, it's like, oh, another day at work selfie, and it's like a picture of this monitor behind him, and it's got the act guy with the shield in hands, in game. Oops, yeah, the Thunderbolt act on Aqua GM or whatever, on the screen behind him was like, oops, let that one slip.
And then everybody starts retweeting so hard.
Oh yeah, dude.
And saving all of his images and stuff just in case.
But yeah, as far as generals for 450, I guess I was gonna say the Alex is amazing. It is in the shop now.
The Alex.
Unit 4 also.
And the Unit 4 is really good. And then I would probably say White Dingo is still the GM Sniper 2. Still pretty solid. And then the Kampfer or the Kempfer, depending on how you want to say it.
One that I don't think we brought up last time for 400, but also the G line standard is pretty nice.
Oh, I
Yeah,
actually,
it is.
I
have some
I
issues
actually
with it.
started playing with that. I can agree with. Okay, so here's how I'm looking at it. It has an identity issue. See, it's set up with its rifle where it stuns. It's a one-shot stun, but like you can have like what 2 shots out of it before it overheats.
Yeah.
It's the
So-
Zaku beam rifle for layman's terms.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
And then after you stun them, you can immediately go into the Gatling smashers. And then if you really wanted to, you could probably just go up and down slash them. I mean, I've been able to pull off quite a bit with it, honestly.
So here's my. Oh, go ahead.
You were saying?
Oh no. Well. So yeah, my issue with the smashers though. I feel like they don't do enough damage.
No, they don't. I can agree with that.
Like to anything, like even to raids. Like I'd feel like if you're like the only reason that they come into play is that they have 350 range, and you're just out and about, and somebody just comboed somebody down, and you're just getting in that extra damage from long range because you're not going to be able to get there otherwise. You shoot your beam.
I mean,
and then switch.
it's a secondary though. I mean, I haven't played with the suit, but I mean, I'm not sure what you guys are expecting. Like, because Maniac, what's the identity issue that you're having? Because you really didn't say what it is.
So it. How can I explain that?
Here.
It wants to be a support, but yet it doesn't feel like one.
I don't know. I don't see that.
Its base range and its base melee is both 20. And so
I mean,
it's
yeah,
like,
I know that it's like very balanced.
It's
But-
yeah.
I mean,
I'd say the bigger thing is that the smashers are one of the bigger highlight weapons on the suit.
Right.
Kinda
It's
makes it
kind of
stand
its
out.
gimmick. Yeah.
It has a 350 range, and it also requires you to stand still to rock that. It does have a lower stun threshold than most other Gatlings, which is its bigger appeal, because you don't want to get messed around with by this thing when it actually has you in range with it, because you're talking about stuns and like a wave of damage done on you.
Mhm.
That being said, if anything interrupts you during that process, you're gonna be in a little bit of trouble because that short beam rifle does take a bit to cool down. The smashers really aren't particularly effective unless you have a full set of mags to dump on somebody. So you're pretty much having to wait for those to reload if you're like caught mid-shot.
Mhm.
But because it's balanced, that beam saber can still put in work.
Right.
And
Well,
it
yeah,
does
I
have
mean-
some decent speed on it, so it can be a variable suit. It's very much in line with the Assault Blue and just doesn't rock a cannon. Got more stun over time with its gimmick weapon.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you guys are focusing too much on the Gatling smashers, though. I mean, the G line, the light armor has the missile launchers, and you know, I don't think people complain about the missiles too much.
I mean, they do some
I
decent damage.
I feel like the Gatling smashers themselves are more supplementary. You know, like more of a like a harass option, or maybe like a finisher, like maybe finish a combo on raid, and they're like on a sliver, and you know you're in a position where you can they're running, you can just Gatling smasher them down, since the range is decent, and their iframes might pop off before they get out of range, so you're just standing there Gatling in him. Or you know, maybe your team has gone somebody and you want to help out and get extra damage in, but you want to stun anybody with your beam rifle.
Mhm.
Vulcans are safe, or you know, smashers are safe.
Mhm.
And I mean, it is like multiple hits across, you know, two Gatling smashers shooting things at the same time. Like, I don't know. I think the standstill is there so that because they don't want the focus to be on the Gatling smashers. They want it to be a secondary supportive kind of like alternative damage option when you need it. But I mean, I think the G line standard from what I've seen does fine in its role. Like, you know, Chat's saying the cavalry kind of puts in an awkward spot in some cases, and I could see some merit to that. They have similarities, but I think at the end of the day, the G line assault wants to play a bit like the Zaku, where you just kind of like stagger, knock down, do standard blue follow up, and you just have the Gatling smashers kind of just as a almost like extra icing at that point. Like it's there, and when you need it, it's a little bit of extra damage that you may not have been otherwise had. Because I mean, like imagine if it didn't have the Gatling smashers at all and just Vulcans. Would it like? Do you think guys think you have the same problem?
Well, then at that point, I would just say play any other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
And that's the
my
bigger thing with
thing-
the smashers, because like everything that we were talking about in those scenarios, especially when we're talking about low impact weapons that still have decent damage on them, the Alex can do that. Like the Gelgoog beam rifles can do that. The GM custom at this cost has the GM rifle that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my thing is I do like its ability to combo, so I think it's fine. And I like I said though, like right now the only thing I use it for when I play the G line standard is pretty much the scenario I said and what you said. Like, you know, either my teammate's knocking somebody down, I'm way out of range, and then a lot of times your beam rifle won't reach that far because the beam rifle is only 250 range, where that's 350.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I get that extra range, and it's safer, of course, to not accidentally stagger a teammate. And I get that little extra damage in that I wouldn't have got. So yes, that is kind of where it works. But if you're gonna use it any other way, the damage is just a little bit of icing on the cake. Not even just icing on the cake, I would say, because I don't know, it just feels like it's a little bit too low on the damage department. It doesn't need much. Maybe 5 per shot, maybe 10 at most. But it does need a little bit, because the thing is, the entire clip into something, one melee, and you've done the same amount of damage. As far as people trying to combo it in, the thing is, it is there as just an extra thing, not as your primary weapon, which I think that's one of the problems. Is I see a lot of people when I'm playing against it, I see them doing that more than anything else. So that's kind of where my issue comes in with it, is both people playing against me and on my team, they're using that as if it was its primary. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I think I get where you're getting at. Yeah.
Well, I think it makes sense though, because I mean, with being the best range, until the fight gets to the point to where you can start using the other weapons, it's the best harass option it has, right? Because I mean, from my perspective, playing raid, I mean, I've been against the standard, and I don't know, like I think the damage personally has been fine, but I've never actually played the suit, so maybe I haven't been on the other side. But I've been in situations where like they'll be Gatling smashing at me, and I'm just like, I can't take this pressure. I gotta fall back. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that
I
consecutive
feel like it's
stun
fine
jump.
personally.
Like my only
Especially
thing is, as a support, like as a support looking at it, it's more of like when I see them doing that, I'm like, dude, that's an unsafe move. I'm about to punish you hard, because like if I catch them doing that, that's an easy shot for me. Like I'm about to either make them burn a dodge roll or something, because that, I mean, that's kind of my issue with it. It's like, and it's so easy to punish as a support player. So, but I mean, if there is that amount of suppressive fire for raids, then seems pretty legit. So
Yeah, I mean, I just my take from it is just I think I personally think the Gatling smashers are fine, but that's just me.
okay,
Like maybe they can increase the damage a little bit, but I still think they do fine for their slot.
yeah, I mean they're cool. They have some of the juiciest sound, though, I will say. They are, yes, that is an eargasm for sound. Just saying.
Daka sound very satisfying.
Oh yes,
Increase the DACA.
like that is just worth firing it off. Maybe that's why everybody's using it, just because they're just like, yes, this just sounds good.
Yeah, everybody uses the cold districts, just wants to hear the machine gun go off.
It is very satisfying.
So-
that much.
Back to 450 generals, which I mean, I guess the G line also is in
Level
here
2.
too. Yeah. So, anything else though, other than the ones we mentioned? What do you think about the Ifrit level 4 at this point?
It's a solid suit in my opinion.
As a shotgun.
I mean, enhancement.
Unless they ever change that shotty.
You get 2 expansion slots at 500 enhancement points. It's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
How do people feel about the camphor at this point, 450 wise?
I still think it's really good. It is a glass cannon, but I say it's a high skill cap glass cannon because it's got that shotgun. You've got a lot of range to combo into somebody. You hit them with the mid-range Sturmfaust, you're pretty much guaranteed to get, if you're fighting a general and they dodge roll, you've got your bazookas ready, boom, you stagger them again after the dodge roll. You get them with the shotgun, and then you're knocking them down. I mean, you can pretty much, you've got so many weapons to fire off. Like, you got 3 typically going in if you're starting with the bazookas, or if you're kind of mid-range, starting with the Sturmfaust, then, I mean, it's crazy solid. And you got to get good at landing and comboing those shots together, but once you do, I mean, it's brutal. Like, you destroy raids. Like, absolutely decimate a raid type.
Now, in terms of like that suit, I mean, it's usable. All of them are usable, no duh. But I mean, it just I feel like it kind of lacks something, but I'm not entirely sure what it would be. I'm not entirely sure how to explain that though. It feels odd whenever I use it. Like I'm not maybe I'm not using it correctly, which is quite possible. But yeah.
I mean, I would say it just has a high skill cap to really, because you are so squishy to anything that looks at you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anybody, anything else for 450 generals?
The Zoc. It's most generals do really well at mid range, and the Zoc's cannons actually are a very powerful asset at close range because you can charge those things and they can stun, and that sets you up for a melee swing. Did I mention that those knock down when you connect with them? And at that point, you just follow up with more beam shots while they're on the ground.
Oh, my side hurts.
If you're like really feeling gutsy, you can back off some and charge the phonon mazer, and like if they like try to Vulcan you down, you just shoot them point blank with the photon gun and just probably just kill them right off. It's pretty sick. Definitely the best general as well.
Okay, so
we were
after that though. So here's my opinion. I at this point, I guess we could move on because I mean, you got at 5
and a 180 turn,
like, and the 180 turn. Yeah, that too. You don't get staggered while you're doing that. No knockdown.
But then we gotta talk about the level 2 Zoc at 500.
Oh, I was gonna say
we can say my thoughts on the 500.
I was gonna say we can say that if you're gonna play 500 cost, which that you're not gonna find that in rated matches, but I'm wondering when that's gonna happen.
Oh, that's gonna be quite.
We're getting there.
But the thing is, so anyway, as far as 500, I mean, for me at this point, we could say 550 unrestricted starter's memory. Cool, have fun with your shiny stuff. I don't have my GBO2. I don't have my GBO2. 51 boxes.
Gerbera Tetra.
51 boxes.
Oh yeah, that's the suit that I'm missing. I'm missing
MLRS.
And the MLRS on my US.
550 Jaeger. 550 Jaeger was pretty legit. But I mean, overall, at this point,
50.
And of course,
well,
are we bypassing 500?
I mean, 500 though, it really just, I mean, with the suits that are out,
really awkward spot. I mean, I don't disagree.
Like that's kind of why. Which I mean, at this point, we've kind of talked about anything that somebody would be, as far as talking about the meta going into up to 450. I mean,
outside the Zommel, is there a baseline 550 MS? Like, I'm trying to think of any.
Yeah, like Psycho Zaku and the full armor.
No, a baseline 500 or baseline.
Oh, I guess the space. I guess space suits. Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, but I mean that's it. You got the Thunderbolt stuff.
And then we get the
that's it.
baseline 550 stuff with the Stardust suits and all that.
Yeah.
The Grandpa
So-
Gundam just insisting on being here at level 4.
But
Refuses to go.
It's gonna. Do you know what? We all know.
Take your ass back to your
we're
home.
gonna see it go to 700,
Yeah.
man.
Just
I was
3.
gonna say that it's gonna go to 700.
We're gonna get a level
Oh
6
my
of that
God.
thing, level 8.
No. If they do, they better do it for the G3.
Well, here's the thing, though. Most suits, in theory, should go up to level 8. So I mean, like having a level 8 Gundam isn't too far off. So
Yeah,
And then we can talk about 700 costs.
but
oh my god, that's like I don't even think that would be Zeta at that point. That's like double Zeta at that point.
that would be cool. But yeah, so yeah, I think as far as it goes, we can go ahead and skip the rest of the cost for now. I mean, if you have anything that's really shiny in 550s, have fun playing the unrestricted.
Have fun with the
Zeong,
Sting.
yeah, pretty much like that
Zeong
kind of
is
deal.
So fun.
It is
Oh,
a
yeah.
ton of
So
fun.
fun.
I
hope
love
that
it, dude.
you have that. I
So
want it
fun
so
to play.
bad.
I love the Zeong.
Zeong is great.
It is definitely probably like I'm like, okay, cool. The FB is cool, but then I'm just like, oh, there's the
The
Xeon.
Xeon though.
So like, yeah, exactly. Now that I got it, I'm just like all the games. So it was the general type that I didn't know I wanted. So yeah, like beams for days in every direction for sure.
Can't wait for a 700 cost Zeong.
So real quick,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll play it.
So I wanted to talk about the parts real quick, and in the sense of what parts do you think are core to just about every build? And
Damage parts.
I was gonna say pretty much my biggest thing that I always throw on is normally if it can fit it and fit it well, meaning if you have 7 long range, I use the firing program 3 and 2 because you get the same amount of damage with, or you get more, actually. Is that
Yeah, you get
3,
more.
7, and 5? Yeah, so you get 2 more, and rather than, or no, you get the same amount of damage, but then you would have to fit on the level 1 with the level 4 to get the same, and then also lose 2 mid slots. So, whereas the melee doesn't have that problem. But I try to fit at least the 3 and the 2, or the 4 and whatever can go with it, at least if it's a 4 and a 2. I feel like quick loaders are a good thing to have, or the beam equivalent of quick loaders, which is the auxiliary generator.
I know. I think the top parts for most loadouts, though, like I feel like go-to, because like just going for me is thrust and damage.
Yep.
And then HP is secondary. I feel like, and probably a lot of players probably do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I have a lot of medium range, I'll throw anti-melee 3 in there. It just to have.
I mean, now that it's 8 cost, it's not that bad on some higher cost suits. Coming from a support perspective, though, I always try to throw in either the auxiliary generator or quick loader. And then if you can get the luxury of having close range slots, then thrust for sure is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since like the upgrade from thruster 1 to 2 is only like an extra pip in close.
Yeah, that's
talking about
really
level
nice.
3. You're talking about three close and 4 medium at that point. So you got to be a little careful. But if you have suits that have a big chunk of medium left, then that's a good choice too.
But I normally end up. Oh, also, I really like, if you can fit it in as well, the high spec cruise control for supports. Just having any extra little mobility, being like the slowest suits, any extra mobility helps. You can fit that in, or the thrust. Yeah. And yeah, I was going to say, I have it on pretty much. I have the cruise control on just about every other suit that I have. I don't know what you guys think about that
use it
part.
a lot too.
I know all my HiMo thrust on, no matter what. Sure. Anyway. Sorry.
If you're in space, back armor is really good. Like,
I've
Yeah.
never used back armor.
like
Back
depending
armor
on which
I have
suit
found
you're in,
actually useful.
depending on which suit you're in, because if your back gets destroyed in space, it is the most crippling thing ever. You can't tackle, you can't boost, you can't really do anything. You're a snail's pace. You have to get out and repair a little bit because they're literally just gonna walk up on you and melee you because you can't do anything at that point to them. So that is the problem with when your back breaks. It is devastating. So yeah, some suits don't really need it. Some suits definitely need it. So that's kind of the like trade off there. For instance, if you're in like a draw C, I mean it's already paper thin anyway. So if you're destroying its back, you've probably destroyed it. But it's so easy to destroy that thing's back because it's pretty much just the hitting its thrusters from the backside, and you'll destroy it. And then you can just leave it there to be in agony for 10 days. And then when he finally gets out to tap it, you just turn around and pop him with another bullet just when he gets back in his suit, and then he's destroyed again. And you can laugh and torture the Drossi till he just leaves the suit.
Someone's not a fan of Drossies.
Well, I mean, it is my most played raid type actually. So, but at the same time, as a support player, I will leave them there to burn for a while.
I don't know.
Such cruelty from the Magnum.
I don't play enough space. I haven't noticed enough to have backpack parts personally, but I also don't get enough space matches in to really have a relevant opinion towards that. So
But
it'd be
it's
hard for me to say.
It's good to hear. I've kind of been wanting to kind of get another perspective on parts towards just other suits, because I know supports, you're kind of trying to combo as much damage as possible. So either reloading, especially reloading, like that was a really important part for any kind of cannon, and especially if all your weapons are projectile. So I mean that's pretty much my only thing with parts. Anybody else got anything?
I actually did a test. So back when like the level 4 anti-melee and all of them got released, I actually decided to do some stat checking on, some support suits, like high level support suits, and see what I could pull off. If you guys remember what I did to my Zombel with a level 4 and level 3, or not level 4, level 3, 2, and 1 anti-melee on that thing. Oh boy. The level I actually did another kind of test thing with the GPO 1, I believe, and I did the same thing. I don't know why I did that though. I just decided to throw a whole bunch of anti-melee armor on it.
Swag points.
There you go.
Not entirely sure why I did, but I managed to hold out a lot better with a bunch of anti-melee. So and then in terms of parts, I would always recommend grabbing, I don't really recommend grabbing anti-beam or anti-live ammo or ballistic ammo armor. I would just get anti-melee, just straight anti-melee. I wouldn't even bother in terms of parts, of defensive parts anyway.
I can see some justification for beam.
I mean,
and the more Gatling, the more Gatlings we get.
Higher cost suits, you want to grab the anti-beam.
Well, do you classify health as a defense part?
Do I?
Right.
No.
I mean, it's in there.
I would. Why not? They both kind of do the same thing.
I mean, it's increasing your effective HP.
They do. I guess I never really thought of that. Like in that kind of stance, I just kind of thought of, oh, it's just HP kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I get you. Because I was gonna say, like, I view HP parts as a defensive part, and I personally put them over defensive parts in general. Because like HP is pretty much HP. You could almost look at as like plus arm, like defense plus all, in some cases.
Okay. I guess I can see that. Yeah.
But yeah, anything else for the parts thing? And then also, any other things that we missed? And we talked basic strategy, right, last time for each type
Mhm.
of.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So then I think we've hit all the basic parts for that. You guys want to move into the Pale Rider and the Striker?
Sounds good to me.
We kind of
Sure.
touched on them already a little bit, but the Pale Rider, I'm just gonna say I think it's OP at 350, just a little bit, just a little bit.
I don't have it.
Pretty powerful.
It really does feel like a 400 cost suit and a 350 cost.
Yeah, but I feel like
but
the 400 is more balanced.
Yeah, I was about to say the 400 seems like it's in its right cost level.
That's the
It's
weird part
interesting
about it.
because it's like now we have it inundating both costs because a bunch of people picked it up from that discounted step up for it. So it's just part of the ecosystem now. Like it's not even like it's rare to run into.
Yeah, I got both of them. I got both levels in that 110 spin, that half off 10 spin. So
Must be nice.
Yeah, I only got the level 1 for mine, and that was like the ass end of it.
So yeah, it's probably my favorite general right now at 350 for sure, and one of my top 3 favorites in 400 cost. So I'm digging it. I like it, especially after the Hades buffs coming from like the Pale Rider space type. Oh, by the way, Pale Rider space type, good suit. There was an honorable mention that we didn't get, but that thing is insane as well. I have to say I think it's better than the cavalry at the at 400 in space.
In space.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the only place that the space type can go, but still.
No way.
There's sorry about that. I just wanted to actually mention something really quick. So I'm going to guess from now on, because there's going to be kind of like a direct correlation to this. Don't be surprised if you see heavy arms colored Pale Riders now.
Should have already seen it.
Yeah.
Well, because Maelstrom managed to pull it off on his, and he did a video with his heavy arms colors, and yeah, that's probably going to be now a thing for Western based anyway.
Yeah, I can see that. Tempting to look at those colors and give it a shot.
Okay, so I knew, by the way, just on a side note, I knew that there was this one guy had to be like just like a Western player, just the way he acted, and plus it was like colored exactly like the heavy arms, and like the dude like got the kill, and then he started like teabagging like the area that my suit exploded because of the cam thing, and I'm just like, really?
Teabags.
And then he ended up losing, and I was just like,
oh no.
thanks for wasting the time every time you got a kill, dude. So like, yeah, and then like, then he was BMing his teammates too. Then he started like meleeing his teammates, and I'm like, oof, feels bad, dude. So yeah, like, definitely a little toxic came from that one. I was just like, feels bad. But,
so what are we looking at here, Gustav?
We're looking at the Pale Rider cavalry because I got one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was trying to find some of my gameplay to throw up, but
I'm like just doing it live.
He's doing it.
Oh,
live.
you're doing it live. There we go.
I figured I didn't have any videos on, so I just put it in the meantime while we were talking about it.
But
I need to go to twitch.tv/Gustav _XIII.
There you go.
So let's see here. 152, Hades.
But so anyway,
175.
Anybody run into the GM Striker Kai?
No.
I have not. I
I
haven't been in
want it
space.
so bad.
I haven't seen it.
Fucking swashbuckler Kai over there. The split beam sabers on it actually look like cutlasses a little bit.
Actually,
And the Naginata swings on it, I think they fixed some of the awkwardness from the Gelgood because I think it's more horizontal now for the downswing, from
That
what I could
sounds
see
cool.
from the demos people were putting up.
Yeah, I want to check that thing out now for sure. Like that sounds pretty legit. But yeah, I figured we'd see some of it today for the space matches for the dailies. I was hoping to see some of those, but what's its cost again? Is it 300, 350?
Gustav, I've got your stuff up to show off the gameplay that you're talking about.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh,
I'll just do that.
Let's see.
But
Where was it? Because it was someone Japanese got it and they were showing it.
But yeah, any thoughts on the GM Striker Kai?
I want it.
I
I
was about to say I don't have it and I would like it.
I wish the dual glaive was on the normal striker. And the dual beam sabers.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because there's another gameplay video of someone just running the regular spear on it too, because it has that option.
Oh,
They're doing
interesting.
pretty well. So it
They
uses
use all the weapons.
And the interesting thing is that it looks like it retains the dual sabers for its sub weapon when it does that.
Wait,
I don't see why it would change.
Wait, so
Because
it
it's
has.
I think at least when I was looking at the dual like disconnected and made the dual sabers. I didn't think it was a separate weapon.
It probably does, but I mean that just comes down to
So it's
gameplay
interesting that
trumping
they
canon.
left it. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, there are certain situations they'll do that for the grenade launchers and stuff on other guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice that they left it on there, especially since this is space only. So it's like, it's your birthday. You can do what you want.
So let's go ahead and get the dual beam sabers on the regular one now. It's on the ground.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Or at least let it have the option of having that have the combination, even if it can't do it on its own as a sub weapon. So
honestly, if I think they gave the ground striker dual beam sabers, it would make the scythe more valuable too.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I could get behind that.
That'd be pretty legit.
Which is speaking of like matches today, I didn't see that, but I saw the Space Assault Geocanon hang out a little bit. I wish I saw the striker. That'd be a little bit more appealing.
Saw more Pale Rider though. Like that was kind of cool seeing that in the space matches. Pretty legit. Like right next to the I actually played the Pale Rider space type and the cavalry in 2 space games. So pretty legit. But I mean, we kind of talked about the Pale Rider earlier, so.
Well, we'll say like as far as the Pale Rider itself goes, I think it's going to be pretty good. Like it's got a nice versatile moveset, and people complain about the spear, but they'll get used to it.
Yeah. I mean, the damage is fine.
Comes out every so often. You don't get like the perfect mobile suit in all forms or whatever. But like I honestly think that it's kind of like I mentioned earlier, how I think the Ifrit will still be a solid like contender. We're definitely seeing a lot more Pale Riders right now, I would say, just because it's a good suit and it's new. Like the banner unit always gets a bit of an influx, and I'm not saying it's gonna like completely go away, but I think the meta will start to like kind of even out. And I don't know, maybe it will be at a point where it's kind of like the command was, or like the Easy 8 when they were first around for the longest time, where like pretty much you almost had like full team comps.
Yeah, I'd say more akin to the Easy 8 since it's something you still have to roll for, but like the step banner just made it so easy to get.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I mean, but I think it'll even out. Like I think the Ifrit still has its spot. The cavalry's not going to take that away from it. Like the Ifrit is a raid hunter, and it smashes maneuver armor, which the cavalry can't really do without its without hitting something with it. Or I guess maybe building up some stagger, but it's not like instant gratification,
yeah.
like that suit does. And There are a few other outliers too, but
Zaku
I
would
think
still
it
be there.
I think it definitely has its place in the meta, and it is a good suit.
Then do we want to talk about the heavy gun buffs? I mean, I already mentioned those a little bit, but anybody else got any additional stuff to add?
So what? So the frame launcher got buffed. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah,
or no?
the missile launcher got buffed.
Okay.
So the missiles are faster. Like that's the big thing.
Okay.
They're like as far as what you're seeing there with the Pell Riders missiles, they're about as fast as those missiles.
Okay.
So
Hold on, I can do it. I believe. Oh, fitty.
I think I'm a bit behind. There we go. Those missiles. Wait, that was a Gatling. Oh well. But oh wait, you've got it. You've got the heavy.
Yeah, I got the heavy.
Ooh, we got the heavy.
I've been done.
Heavy Gundam here.
Been having heavy.
Okay, so yeah, I've been waiting for it. It was out for 2 days in the ticket shop.
Okay.
Hasn't
so,
hit since.
Let's see, because I haven't run this in a hot minute.
I'm really sad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn, that's fast. But.
I don't think I checked
And
today
that's,
though.
Cool.
And then the Gatling got 10 flat damage per shot. So
Oh, I completely forgot that this.
193. Damn, dude.
I
Almost
forgot that
there.
the cannon can be fired without charging.
Yeah.
Completely
Doesn't
forgot
stagger,
about that.
but damn, does it hit hard.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I see it, they're trying to set up a full charge.
I think some people forget that you can fire it uncharged.
I don't, because that's the only time I charge my fire.
there you go. There's those missiles.
I run it mid because that Gatling. If someone tries to fuck around too much and gets too close, they're gonna get that beam.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those missiles are pretty fast now. They're legit. And then
Yeah, that's actually
I
really
think
nice.
I think I'm a bit behind on the stream where I think I've got the host of the call right now too. But yeah, the Gatling got 10 flat damage and the missiles are faster now. So feels good.
Mhm.
I mean, it definitely. My biggest complaint about it was that it didn't have to. Oh, and the range. It got 50 range to the Gatling, which is its biggest deal. It needed that 50 range. For some reason, it was
So
250.
you're talking about like
And
right about
Extra range always makes a big impact.
oh yeah, like that is huge on that thing now. So
still,
like,
and it does have ASL on it too. So
yep,
you
it
gotta-
feels really good. And the thing is, smaller ASL like that, the farther you can get away, the better it feels. So that's another problem with it. So it just felt so much better now with those changes. Like
Mhm.
that was worth checking that suit out. That was worth the trip. Like I want it even more now, and I forgot to check the ticket shop today, so that'll be the first thing I do after we get done here. Actually, I've got the game up. I can check that right now.
Pierced. That's right. I forget that this has piercing.
Oh yeah, and it does pierce. Yeah, the big beam does pierce.
The full charge, by the way, not just baseline.
But yeah, I mean it feels really good. I like it. I'm a big fan. Keep buffing sports.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, any other thoughts? Anybody else got anything about it?
I don't have the suit, so unfortunately I can't say too much about it. But it'll be good to see it coming back in the Grace.
I'm gonna say if
It's been
you've shelled
off
it
the
for a
radar.
while, definitely give it a shot.
Okay, what do we got next? Because I mean, we kind of talked about a lot of the suits pretty much in the thing.
So the bigger two things were that note that came down about the map changes and the new map coming up, and then speculation for possible Halloween events.
Yeah, do we go and speculate on Halloween stuff?
Sure, yeah.
Like I'm hoping, and I've seen people on Twitter asking about like the pumpkin heads and all that because they've been seeing like players use them and all that. So there's curiosity for it. There are people that are kind of hoping that they'll do more stuff. I would assume they would. December, even beyond Halloween, was an easy one just because of the Kefir and the Alex dropping around that time and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what they'll do this year. unless you're just gonna bring that back as a banner or maybe give it like a level. That'd be hilarious. I wouldn't mind that.
I could see them re-rolling the stuff that came out last year. I hope there's new stuff, just as a long-term player. But,
especially for Halloween. Like, I hope they try to do a different suit. I want a jack-o'-lantern Gog. Can that just be?
Yes,
Can
please.
we just try to do?
That would be legit.
Even if it's just like giving a pattern for it in the shop, and then just giving us the Gog as like a secondary or just like a separate banner, like that would be a nice one for limited, I think.
I guess first and foremost too, though, just kind of like going over the past event. Was everybody here for the Halloween event?
So I was going to ask, what exactly happened?
In fact, I got the pumpkin head on right now. It's so fancy.
From what I remember, which we'll wait till Maniac gets back to since he's here.
Maniac,
just get you back up to speed. We were discussing the Halloween event, and we were about to go over what happened in the last one.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Do you remember all the details for the Halloween event from last year?
So the Halloween event, oh gosh. Yeah, so the Halloween event, we had if I'm not mistaken, so I hope somebody's going to correct me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, the Desert Gym was a limited mission suit.
Yep.
Okay. And then we got a whole bunch of cosmetics.
Yeah, I think you can do like missions for them to unlock them.
That's what I think. That was the limited missions.
You got cat ears, you got a witch hat, you got a cat tail. It's mostly pilot stuff, and then the
pumpkin head,
the limited suit. The pumpkin head was the big one for a lot of people.
Was there?
Yeah, the suit was the bigger part.
Because all I remember was the Desert Gym.
Yeah, I mean, all that was around it. But yeah, the Desert Gym was the bigger.
They themed the base camp as well, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't anything crazy.
No. Well, I mean, there was, Halloween stuff. There was a Happy Halloween thing. And
well, yeah, but that's the theme. Like, it wasn't like in Christmas where you could throw snowballs. Like, it wasn't crazy.
No.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand. No. It was pretty basic in terms of like compared to like Christmas event, because it just they were Halloween. Like
Christmas is kind of hard to ignore in general.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah.
There goes our Santa hat that we got for Christmas too.
Yep. Well, remember, we can't say Christmas.
Shoot.
Happy holidays. We can't say Christmas.
Happy winter holidays.
Christmas.
But the actual like Halloween stuff was like, it wasn't anything crazy. It was more just, it was like flair.
Yeah, and then like flavor text with the NPC.
Yeah, and the Draw C, like, which was a pun on Dracula, was released as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
During that time.
So
it was a Halloween banner.
So that was the banner, and then the event suit though that you could get from missions was the Desert GM.
Desert GM.
Yes.
I hope they dropped another suit like that.
Shit ton of those beating each other up.
What was the banner after the Draw C? Do you remember?
I have to look. I can't remember.
Okay. Well, I may as well look it up then.
But I don't think it was like particularly themed.
I don't think it was, because I think it was just a 1 week thing, seeing how Halloween is really just a 1 week thing anyway.
Well, I check it
out.
Know
about the way people do decorations.
So what suit do you guys think they'll be doing this time? Because I'm guessing, because I've been here for a couple of the other events where they've, like the GM and the Shin Matsunaga Zaku. Been here for those events. So
I'm still holding out for the GOG.
The GOG?
The GOG would be nice. They need to.
I'm gonna say the Dullahan.
Dullahan,
yeah,
I can see the.
I don't know about the Dullahan being a limited unless they were gonna make it a banner like not too long
Well,
after.
were we talking about like an event suit or just in general? Because I didn't know.
No,
we
no,
were
I was kind
limiting it
of
to event
wanting
suit.
event.
Like
event.
limited event.
Gotcha.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, if it's a limited event, I'd like to see the GOG too. But if it's banner, I think the Dolahan
Yeah.
would be
That would
like
be a good
outside
one.
of spectrum of possibility.
Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about
So-
that too. What do we think is coming up this week?
Oh,
this week. Oh, I was gonna.
Or sorry. Is
the-
the Halloween event coming this week, or is it going to come on
I
Halloween?
think it's going to be next week.
I think it's
gonna
gonna be
the actual
next
week
week.
of Halloween.
Yeah.
Because it'll
I-
land right on it for us.
It'll
anyway.
it'll be Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Yeah.
I think we're gonna get news this upcoming like changeover for the
Mhm.
banner, and then the event will be next week.
Yeah. So in terms of like what got released, the Drossi was after the Gelgoog Cannon and before the Zaku 2 F2. The Desert Gym was the promo suit with admissions. No, yes, it was.
If it was a banner suit, that's interesting. I don't remember. That's definitely when that definitely would have been when I passed over.
Well, the F2 I think was a background drop.
Oh, shadow
Yeah, I
suit.
can see
okay.
that.
Yeah, I think it was a background drop. I do remember the HiMo banner, but I don't remember the HiMo ground banner.
Actually, I can show off the desert.
I think HiMo Ground was a shadow suit.
Okay, because
I
I do
think.
remember the High Mobility Gelgoog. I wonder if they got dropped around the same time, because I do remember the Night Seeker being a banner.
Yeah, I remember the Night Seeker banner. I got it pretty early.
I think the Zaku 1 Commander was dropped, I think the same time as the weapons rack. I think.
Well, that's fine though. We're getting into like different territory entirely. So
Yeah.
we'll bring it back.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it for the event stuff, as far as we know. And that's kind of the thing. We were kind of crossing our fingers to find out.
Well, hold
some
on.
other stuff
We didn't get into the theory crafting though. Like,
Yeah.
I think a cool thing that they should do for the event is release pilot costumes, like for you to like, I don't know, get with tickets, or at the very least, like some stuff. Like I remember last year, I was saying a really cool thing would be like just make some like granted they use them as like fluff for the banners, but I think some iconic suits
Oh yeah.
that they maybe they missed would be cool. You know, they kind of already touched on a few things, but there are like plenty of aces. You know, I'd love to be able to roll around in Hamon's like, you know, normal suit or whatever, like all of them.
What about
Like
Sliker
all sorts
Hall?
of stuff.
Like, well, I mean, like,
Yeah, like
Don't worry,
Slager's,
Lady
Slager's
Haman.
outfit, like all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. Let me dress up as what was the Akai's ace pilot's name? Akana.
Yeah,
Whatever,
kind
like,
of.
let me dress up
Oh,
in
that like
one
funky nose or
that he's
whatever.
got on. Yeah.
Yeah, get the nose breather. Yeah,
There you go.
that is actually like supposed to be like a ventilation thing for underwater in his nose. Like that's not his nose. That's a breathing thing.
But yeah, costumes. Chat's saying like mobile suit costumes would be cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the
So,
flare,
like
the
new
possible, like
camos or
yeah. I mean, not even camo. Like dress your dude in base camp up as a Gundam or something or a Zaku. Like I want to like green
Oh, okay.
Gundam. Like I think like the customization is weak in the game right now,
Oh, yeah.
and October would make an excellent opportunity for them to like actually have the actual pilot cosmetics be upgraded. Like in, you know, I'll even be okay with them making them tickets at first or something like that.
Right.
But they should step up their cosmetic game because that's a big part of games. I mean, people roll on hats in Overwatch on the regular. And I think
So they did have that
on that
in
too.
the crate drops too, and they got botched for it. Pretty heavily.
What was that?
For the
You're talking about the cosmetics?
yeah.
Well, I'm not saying they need to add them to the lotto. I'm more just saying they need to just add new stuff
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Just
I
put it
don't
in the
think they
ticket
were in
shop
the.
like they have been
I don't
doing.
think they were in the lotto. I think it was just like after post-match stuff, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. There was at one point there was cosmetics coming out of post-match boxes.
Which for
That's
us is a
interesting.
bit more common, but yeah, that wasn't received very well early on. But
Which,
yeah,
I mean-
it should be in the shop, especially for tickets, because that just needs more stuff in general.
I
mean, I
think the
wouldn't-
problem with that though was because their cosmetics suck. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, that too.
I think if they were dropping good cosmetics, no one would have a problem with it. But the cosmetics in the game suck, so nobody wants them. Like,
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you what, if I got an in-game crate with Lala's dress, I wouldn't be complaining about it, you know, or just anything along those lines, like Char's pilot helmet. Like, yeah, a bunch of people like are just throwing out stuff like Lala costume, Haro helmet. Let's like Mobile Suit Gundam fashion operation, dude.
Yeah, seriously though, like there's a reason why that the fashion insert game name after it is a thing.
And what
Like-
about other animation units?
Yeah, I mean that'd
Yeah,
be good too.
that would be
Like,
cool.
let's
Yeah,
bring it all
exactly.
on. Like a
Like,
bunch of people
let's-
are doing
let's
it. Like,
get-
Like
I mean,
there should be
you know, let's
new
get like a
types for it.
thriller
I'm amazed that's not
kinda-
a thing.
Yeah. Well, that
Mhm.
would be awesome for Halloween, having the new type shock as like a thing.
There you go.
Oh, I would. Do you know what would be really funny? It's just like having like a little cardboard cutout, and you just pull out and just hit your head with it.
or we're cut out of what?
The new type shock, just go.
Oh, okay. But I think they like this might be something you need to pay for per se, but I think it should add like how games like do stamps. Really good example. I'm playing Code Vein right now, and like you can chat, and it's pretty much just like a emote box like pops up over your head,
Oh,
and they can just like have Gundam themed one. They can have like the picture of Amuro like when he yells like "Sha!" or I don't know, any like just think of iconic stuff. Like an anger one could be like when Camille's like jumping over that turnstile to get at Jared or something. Just like his
Punches him in
face.
the face.
Just like there's so much like stuff they can pull from, just like emoticon, like in like custom game emoticons of
We also have to remember
different Gundam
the,
characters.
The voiceovers that they're going to be doing for the different what do you call it? People that talk
The
during
operators?
matches.
Operators?
The operators.
Operators.
I hope
yeah.
that they start touching on that more too, and that would be something
I
new
agree.
for the event.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that would be another thing. Like, could they add? Now, I know this is going to kind of sound stupid, but would you think that they would end up saying, "Hey, let's have Amuro's voice actor and Char's voice actor record a few lines, and then we'll have them as like DLC or whatever"? Because I know for a fact that'll be going. Like, people would probably want to get those. I know I
Mhm.
probably would. Having Amuro probably screaming at you saying, "Hey, that's not how you use the damn Gundam."
It'd be interesting. Like I don't see him paying for it, but like the returns are probably there.
Oh,
But I think like actual not like I like the base camp crew except for Leona, and like I think actual iconic characters would be fine, but they're definitely gonna go through the entire base camp crew before
yeah.
we even get anybody like outside of it.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to go by like how quote unquote the training did. You would go over to this person, then that person, then that person. I think that's how they're going to release it after they do whatever his name is. We're just gonna call him
Neidhart?
Reward Center. Yes, we're gonna call him Reward Center.
Dad,
Neidhart?
It's my dad.
Dad's giving us the allowance, our daily allowance.
There you
That's a lot of money he's giving out to everybody.
go.
Dude's loaded.
he's got to pay his PMC members. Like he is the
That's-
lead of the PMC, so
that's
he's giving them
true.
their paychecks.
Yeah, paychecks of tickets, DP, and tokens. Holy
Heck
cow!
And
He
suits.
could have paid me in gum.
Oh yeah, and then when we got the free 10 suits and all that, he was just handing out those for free.
You get a suit. You get a suit.
You get a
Make it
suit. You
rain.
get a mole suit.
Well, I will say it does feel good having like 570 tickets right now because of that. Just saying,
Hmm.
there's a lot of tickets.
It's a lot of loot, yeah.
But one thing I would like to see personally is some of the ticket cosmetics trickling down to the DP shop at some point.
They
Like,
kind of are.
Have
they're
they?
working on it.
They kind of are.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know if
Not,
I've
like,
seen one.
barely. I don't pay enough attention, but I feel like they have been. But maybe I'm completely wrong. Like, I don't pay enough attention, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
like-
Like, I literally bought everything else that wasn't cosmetics in the DP shop before I even touched buying glasses for my character. So I'm not even sure.
Well, yeah, like I'm probably like even if they did throw some cool cosmetics into the DP shop, I'm gonna be buying everything, all the parts and all the suits before I do that. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
still have so much other stuff to get.
same logic for the ticket shop too. Right now, I'm saving those for the suits I need rather than. But I
yeah.
mean, it would be cool to see something trickle down from the ticket shop cosmetics. Like,
Well, the yellow Federation normal suit wasn't always in the DP shop, was it? Like,
no, it
that was-
wasn't.
Okay,
that was
okay.
exclusive for a little while, including the Xeon one, I think.
The Xeon and Fed outfits were originally, back when the game started, was only for beta players.
I thought that was the Char outfit. Or whatever.
That might have been, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah,
That would make more sense.
that would actually make more sense.
Okay.
But I remember when I was playing it back in, oh gosh, in October, like the Fed and Zeke suits weren't in the DP shop back then.
Now I think they were in when I started in January. Like I'm pretty sure
that
both of
sounds
those
about
were in.
right.
Like, and that's been literally the only thing in there. And I don't think I've noticed anything new. I could be
No.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's been all I've been able to get since, for me, forever.
And then you also have to realize, all the pilot suits that came with some of the banner suits, like the Vish Donahue pilot suit. Also the heck, we had Amuro's suit and a banner.
Mm-hmm.
We had Ko and Gato's, Keith's.
Amro's is funny because it's almost like stapled onto a banner. I can't remember which banner it was on. I was like, oh, Amuro's normal suit. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Had
on,
nothing to do with anything.
That was on. Oh dang, I can't remember now.
I mean, I would like to see all those already in the ticket shop. Like, go ahead
They
and just
should have been in.
like
for
just
a
go ahead
while.
and like start. Those need to be trickling into the ticket shop, and then eventually they need to like. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with the. We need more cosmetics, guys. We need more cool cosmetics because right now, even in the ticket shop, I looked and I see only one cool one, and that's just the kind of featured one that they just added. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they definitely need to move the ball more. Like, you're probably right. They probably haven't moved anything. Like, and if it's been in ever in a very long time, and definitely move on adding more stuff. Like,
Yeah.
where's my Christina McKenzie normal suit? Like, they didn't release 50 Alex. Let's go ahead and get that into game and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's a lot of cool stuff.
yeah, they definitely need to get on the ball there. They are dropping the ball on the cosmetic department for sure.
My Bernie pilot jacket,
Yeah.
I
There you
want to
go.
dress up as hamburger meat.
Yes, Hamburger Man. Let's all go over to Bernie's Burgers.
Bernie.
Bernie's Burgers. Bernie's Burgers.
Apparently, he survives in the book.
Oh yeah, that actually makes sense.
But yeah,
you'll always survive somewhere else.
we kind of got derailed to like cosmetics in general, but Halloween is like the perfect time to do cosmetic editions outside of like free stuff. Like, give me some costumes, baby.
Like legit,
Dress up.
every other
Maniac.
game is talking about throwing
Nice
in those
pillow.
cosmetics.
Oh yeah.
Nice pillow, man.
Whoa, bro, you have,
Yeah.
you have the pillow too?
I approve.
Yeah.
I can't see him right now, but me and you are wearing the same shoes right now too, Magnum.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
That guy in your house is
that
show me your Jordans.
That I'm not wearing shoes, unless you're talking about those on the floor over there.
So it might be
Grabs
like
camera.
that situation reminded me of one of those scenarios where like in high school or college, and you like have a juice bottle and the kid's like, "Whoa, we had the same juice bottle." And I like back then I was definitely all about that who cares life. I was like, yeah. So they're like, "Whoa, we had like the same thing." It's like, that's so cool. I was like, yeah, okay. But no, like, you guys are awesome. You had the same pillow. Great minds sleep alike.
There you go. I mean, in this case, it's kind of cool because it's like there's a lot more chances, you know. It's kind of like if you seeing the same like landline phone. Oh wow, I've actually got one.
It's like, wow, you actually probably picked that up at the same store we always go to. But like, yeah.
Yeah. You used to have a landline?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly. That
God.
was the joke.
Yeah. I got you, buddy.
Oh man.
Who has a landline?
Exactly.
No, it's just like one of those things, like, you know how on cell phones when you make a call or hang up, the image for the phone icon is like the little it's the old phone receiver icon.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And or just like saving in video games. Sorry, we're gonna break off on a tangent, but like, you know, nowadays we know what that is because we were born in the past, but like most people now who aren't familiar with, like, you know, a landline or you know, maybe not so much a landline, but like those old types of phones before like cell phones were like so big, you know, this is a phone to some people. Like, do you imagine what they think of when they look at that? It's like, hit the call icon, you know, like, what is, like, I've heard people refer to it as a bone. Like how come I start in my calls by pressing the button that looks like a bone?
Oh my
Or
gosh.
like, you know, that's this floppy disk
like-
is the save icon.
Okay, so
Oh my
But
gosh,
they just
the
know
save
it
icon.
synonymously as this.
It's definitely a symbol.
So a
for
friend of
sure. What were
mine-
you say, Magnum?
as soon as he heard my phone, he's like, "Is that your ringtone?" No, I mean that's the house phone. Wait, you got a landline? And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't tell me you've also got one of those little rotary phones." I'm like, "Yeah, it's actually in there in the kitchen." And like,
Nice.
you know, we've got, but the thing is, the one that's in there in the kitchen is technically not one, but we did have one. It's just now in a box. But the one in there, when you hit the button, it actually, like, so if you do one, it'll go, and then if you do 8, it'll go, you know, it does the little like
Clicks through
rotary
each
thing.
little thing.
And I'm just
Mhm.
like, yeah, I've kind of got one, and they're on the wall, and they're like, what? They're like, how old are you? It's like, I think last podcast was it on here last time or somewhere on one stream. I think it was on here last time when we were talking. Didn't I mention something about my cassette tapes? Like,
You still have
I
cassette
don't,
tapes?
I'm not sure.
yeah, man, that's what I grew up on, man.
I
Classic
grew up
rock,
on
dude.
cassette, I grew up on cassette tapes and VHS tapes.
I gotta bust
VHS.
out those 8-tracks.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
There you go.
8-tracks and laser discs.
Hey, let me tell you this. I grew up with Windows 98.
95.
I got
Windows
MS DOS
2.
in there, dude. Let's go. I got my 56 megahertz.
Oh god,
Ooh.
yeah. Our school
Ooh,
thought they
flex
were hot
power.
shit when they had MS DOS run.
Oh yeah, dude.
Computers in there. They had the little computer classes where they put cloths over your hand to make you type.
my
See, the thing is, I walk into
had
the
that too.
school, and I'm just like, because I learned MS DOS, like when, you know, when I was a little kid. So I'm walking into elementary school, we're getting these computers set up and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, we're putting on some Doom, and we're playing some Doom, and I got in trouble.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, I feel you. My game of choice when I was in school was Gundam Wing Duel. Got the SNES emulator on there and threw down. It was so fun.
Is that the one that had the is that the Zaku grenade? Zaku grenade.
No, that's
No, that
No,
was
no,
Battle
no.
Assault.
Which
That
one- which was
that one? Battle
for the
Assault, okay.
PS1.
Oh, was that really
MS
this
Duel was
one?
the
MS Duel
reskin
is
Power
SNES.
Rangers fighting game.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is
okay.
good.
Was
Yeah,
it
and
really?
the
Wait. Oh, I know which one you're talking about because I
Yeah.
actually had the Power Rangers fighting game
Yeah, the
one.
Power Rangers
Yeah,
one
dude.
was reskinned into Endless Duel. They have a lot of the same
Yeah.
animations. And
Okay, I know
icons and stuff, too.
exactly. Yes. That's a good one. But yeah, like, yeah, that was a slight tangent. But still though, 56 megahertz, big flex on power for a processor. Just saying, man.
Well, and then
Apparently, somebody got doomed to run on a cash register.
That's
But you know, I mean,
awesome.
Skyrim runs on everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you can play it on your Samsung smart fridge too. So it doesn't
Your
surprise
average
me.
workstation can just do it
Yeah.
now. Like,
Oh
forget
my
it.
gosh.
It's like at work on your POS, which that stands for point of sale, not piece of anyway. And you're talking to the guy, I was like, "Oh, I'd like to play some Skyrim." It's like, "Oh, well, boop boop boop." And you just like spin it over. I was like, "Here you go."
That's awesome.
It's like, sir, we're closing. No, not yet.
Fusroda.
But anyway, so the new info that we got. So these spawn points.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
Oh, yeah.
cool.
I'm quite curious about this.
I'm digging the shit out of it, especially when you talk about some of the spawns for like impact site.
Mm-hmm.
Because the bigger thing is that some of them they're putting you closer, others they're putting you in a place where you're oriented to actually see the console for the capture point itself.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the main changes outside of the actual new map. It's just repositioning you at certain spawns.
Well, the one that I'm really liking is Point C at Tropical Desert. Now we're not at the bottom of the slope anymore.
Yeah.
We're at the top of the slope.
No, take your pick
So,
on that. Put you
if
up
I'm
there.
understanding it correctly, every spawn you'll be facing the terminal,
Yes.
Yep.
and
Yep.
then it'll be multiple spots around it rather than kind of just in the line that they have it now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of going to be interesting being a pilot, because right now when I go to Kappa Point, I'm always looking at the side that somebody's going to spawn on. I'm just like, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm safe. So if they actually do a full arc, like I know there in the picture they show 6 different spots. And like, is it going to be a full circle around the point, or is it just going to be those 6 spots is what I'm wondering. But either way, that's definitely a huge improvement. I'm
Oh, yeah.
And it's
guessing.
such a slight one, but it makes so much of a difference.
Oh yeah. The next thing I
Like-
want to see with spawns is base spawns. Change that.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't bring that. Like, especially you talk about some of the ones on ground where they put you like way away from the Medea when you're trying to do
Oh, yeah.
defuses. So like, here's an example. I'm on like impact site. Point A normally it would face you away, and you'd actually have to like back up and just kind of wiggle around and see where you're at. But now they're talking about trying to put it like further behind it in that nook.
Yeah. So hopefully we get the base spawns, because the other problem with the base spawns too, my biggest problem that I have is once you know where somebody's going to spawn, you just have to look at that one point.
Yeah.
So like, probably one of the worst ones is Deserted City. Like, you spawn way on the other side of the crates,
Yeah,
and everybody
that's
knows that it's in that
too
one
obvious.
spot, so you can watch somebody, and there's no way for you can't just barely sneak by with your iframes like in other spawns.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like
Whereas-
sight, like you're on the left wing of the Medea.
Yeah,
hanging out over
so
here, and all you have to do is wait and just nail them with missiles. And
I don't know though. Does that matter too much? I mean, because even with the old spawn, I mean, you're talking about base spawning, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the base
Okay.
spawning in particular is what I would like to see change. I love the stuff with the point and the terminal. I think that is great, and I hope it's a full 360 as much as it can, unless you just can't spawn. You know, like in the picture that they show, there's those boxes there, so you couldn't spawn there. But I hope it's all the way around the point, and you'll be looking at the
Well,
point.
they show. I think they showed a different vantage points you spawn from. Like if you see it, they have like the old examples, and then they have the new one, the new spawn points where it shows
Yeah.
like the 6 different potential
But I mean,
spots.
it just shows 6. What I'm hoping is that there's more than 6. If you get what I'm saying.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Like
But-
maybe I think it's just going to be the 6.
Yeah, if it's just a 6, that's still fine. I mean, that's like 300% improvement over what it was for a lot of things. So, hell yeah.
I will say one thing that I kind of had qualms about was the change of the spawn point for E in the desert.
That's what I was about to say. That was kind of bothering me a bit because I'm thinking, aren't you a little too close to get hit? Because
It's such a high traffic area, you're gonna spawn and die immediately.
Yeah, there's a lot more to worry about at E than trying to get the strikes off faster. Like, you're usually trying to dodge away because it's always going to be contested. I don't think that change is going to do much of anything other than just get people killed on the ground more.
Yeah, during the first push, or just in general, like when you have a situation where like maybe you have it and you're spawning to counter, like prevent the cap from the enemy team.
Yeah,
spawning farther away kind of lets you do it better, because for where you're spawning there, like you'll probably be contesting the point almost immediately. So like you can't get the pilot unawares. Like from the other spawn, they don't know you're there, so you can actually like fly over and rocket them and maybe steal their suit or something. Whereas in this case, you're gonna be right on top of them, and like maybe you can still do the same thing. But I actually think I prefer the old spawns on E, just because you were safer, and if you spawn it as a pilot during the middle of a fight, and I think it'll be easier to like maybe it'll be easier to set up. Or it was easier to set up a rocket blast, but that may not be too much different from the new spawns. But the enemy pilots may just bail faster because you're going to be like right on top of them, opposed to like sniping them off of your rocket from a distance.
I will say with the distance thing, if you missed, then that felt really bad because they were going to be able to cap it, and you can't like contest the cap. By the time they cap it, most of the time you're spawning in while they're
good old pilot combat.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it'll be pretty good.
Just insignificant enough that they're never gonna overhaul it, but it's also important enough to basic that it'll never really like go away as a concept.
Yep. So, but yeah, I kind of agree with the E thing. I didn't think about that till you guys pointed it out, but I guess it'll feel more like C combat on like port base. You spawn in on that one, maybe. That's
I'm
about the
interested to
only
see they
example.
change it on port base. That's I wish they'd showed all the maps, but that'll be interesting too.
Not to mention, I think like sea combat on mountain.
Yeah,
something
funny in a house.
Something that kind of, I guess, when they did the change to, hold on, let me take a look at this here. So on port base, so when you let's say you get killed and stuff like that, and you spawn at point A as a pilot, and you want to do a support fire, right? Why in the world did they change your suit to drop out farther? Did we ever figure that out? Like why they did that?
I don't think I noticed.
Wait,
honestly.
on where?
Okay, so at point A.
Okay.
On port base, your suit used to drop right at A.
When?
Now, when? I'm pretty sure it used to.
No.
It never did.
It
was always out there because
that was always the distressing thing about it.
I mean, like since I've been playing, that's what I'm saying. Like if it was a change, then it was probably before I started playing.
I mean, similarly, there's the idea of like at D you had that fence blocking you, and it's actually pretty far too.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Maniac. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm more of just saying like if they changed it, I don't remember it happening. Like maybe it just wasn't. Maybe it was so minor that I didn't really notice. I guess it may not necessarily be minor, but I don't recall like the change that you're talking about.
I guess I could be wrong, but I don't know why, but I specifically remember having your suit being able to spawn at A at some point, like in the early months of the game.
Well, that's what I was saying. When like I was curious because I was like, that's kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind it actually kind of being a little closer.
But because then again, the spawn points were at different spots.
This is true.
the spawn points were at different points.
Yeah.
Point B, if I'm not mistaken, was over closer to the base. Actually, Gustav, can you drop down at port base so I can show what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, just for a bit of perspective, while they're setting it up, port base used to be A, B, and C for spawn
Yes.
points. They actually added D in later.
Yes.
I am
Because
glad
That's
for that one.
true.
Because do you remember the one building close to, what side would that be? If I was looking top down at the map, it would be this far. So it would be side A, I believe. So team A's point? Or was it team B? Okay, so Gustav's on the map.
So side A.
Okay.
And it
so
used to be on the other side over here, I think.
Okay, so you're on the wrong side. Go over to point B for me, please.
Okay.
I think I'm getting to that point where I can't watch.
Because point B was not where point B originally was, or that's not its original point setup.
So is it closer to the
enemy
to the
base?
base?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was over by. I'll let Gustav get there. It used to be. Oh, okay. Gosh. Okay. Okay, cool. You're getting up top of a building. It used to be okay, so can you zoom in with your bazooka for me, please? And then go
Okay, there we go.
left. Keep going left to that cluster of buildings with pipes. So where the crates are, on the corner of that building where all the pipes are. So go down.
Not a factory.
By the factory. That's where the old point used to be.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's where that point used to be at. And then they moved it over and added the new spawn point.
Yeah, because D used to not be.
Right. And there used to be a huge cluster of, because people kept killing pilots there. Because it was almost impossible to cap that point.
Pretty cool. Like I'm glad that they're doing these changes. Like
And now you can't get up here no more.
Yeah, and then they decided not to get up on
Rip
the
HLVs.
Rip HLV.
It's so mean. Why? Poor why?
Sniper 2, best sniper on that
goodbye
thing.
HLV.
Denied. Oh.
Oh man. Oh, that's.
And yet they still
have
left
to
this because
pause.
originally you didn't have D, because originally these were so you could actually do 2 boosts up, because before you had to just do either a big boost off of something else or do a double jump to get up here.
Yep.
And now you can't even do that. So they left these almost as like a.
And I don't think they're ever going to allow us back up top of the HLVs
Probably
ever
not.
again.
Oh yeah, I thought they were gonna change it back.
Now I'm trying to remember if they did. See, port base was the most obvious one that changed, for what I remember.
Yeah, like Tropical had a lot more physical changes to it, but I don't know if they really changed the points.
They made it more mountainous, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they gave those 2 little mountains near E.
Yeah. But that was about it.
Yeah,
I
that was
mean,
the big
it used to be.
There's also this
Say that
big
again,
chunk of the
Maniac.
map that's just
Used to
not
be what?
anymore.
Oh, the desert used to be very, very flat.
Okay, flat.
Like there was barely any hills.
We have more dunes, we have more rocks to mess with.
Yep.
Can we
This
just put a
area-
section in port base that's been in there the entire game?
Yeah, I'm going to
There's
it.
this
Oh
boat.
my gosh.
Yeah,
boat-
that boat has
I'll bring
been
it-
there
I'll-
forever.
For
I'll
anyone that doesn't know,
unpause
the
and bring it
boat-
up.
The boat actually has some surface to it, and you can fuck around here.
Yep.
Flailthers has actually had some matches with people on his channel where they were doing like pilot fights and other like sumo like fights.
I loved that. I was like, oh yeah,
was
that's right.
hilarious.
We were
This
we
whole
were doing.
boat, all the way to the end,
Oh man,
is
I gotta.
rendered and has collision. You
I
can't
got an
go in
idea.
the water.
But
Yeah.
imagine that, but just pilots running around bazooka each other.
That
Yeah,
Because
that's what
that's
they were doing,
literally
yeah.
what we were doing.
Like, okay, see the little runway over there though. Like, you just have a javelin jousting fight with the assault. Yes.
I want to see that happen. Just keep bouncing off of each other.
yeah.
Like it even looks like it has like certain light effects like oil and stuff on top of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
boat and you can't
I
get
don't
on
know
it.
why the fuck. This is the thing. There's nothing here. There's no points. There's no vehicles. It's just the boat.
I think it exists to showcase Aqua mobile suits. I mean, when the HiGog came out, it's like
Yeah,
MS
like,
video
here or
had
whatever,
it
yeah.
doing stuff at the boat, and I was like,
The
that's
Zoc.
like a false
false
like mobile suit, like yeah, like demo. Like nobody actually goes over here.
Can he get on here? Oh,
Oh my.
and
Oh
then
my.
there's
But,
the submarines over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can actually drop down into the base too.
Hold on. Is this? Oh. Oh
What?
no!
What?
Oh no! What has happened?
Didn't know you could. do
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Oh, found a bug. Whoa. All right, guys, drive off
Guys,
the map and
guys.
port base in the next game.
Guys. Water map confirmed.
Oh,
Underwater
no,
map
water
confirmed.
Confirmed. How? Oh, whoa,
So-
whoa! Where am I?
So
Can I
that's where
get
it
somebody to clip
was.
that for me?
Whoa.
Yeah, somebody clip that shit. Where am I?
Yeah, seriously though. We
That's
need
where
a
it
clip.
was. See,
Oh.
somebody in the PSN chat like was talking about this, and I'm like, where the hell are you getting this
Oh
at?
my gosh, we
That's
need a clip
And
of
fucking
that.
horrific.
now that I figured that out,
Oh
Okay, so
dude, that's
that- I
hype.
wasn't gonna do that originally.
Actually,
I was gonna
no,
go
no,
over
no.
here to the
Do-
submarine.
do that again
see,
and go
what
to the
is-
subs. No,
what are
do
you?
that again and go to the subs and see where you can go.
Like you want me to just because this is
Like
it.
go through the ramp again and then try to go over to the subs.
Oh god. Okay.
Because
I want to see how far I can get.
That's what I'm saying. Like jump.
Wait,
Yeah, boost jump.
Oh,
And
see,
try to
so
get to
it
the
still has
sub.
a hard wall there. Oh god, it's consistent too. That's the fucked up thing. Oh god,
Well, you're
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
underwater, right?
I'm somewhere. I'll say.
All right. Well, the aquatic map exists, man. It was port based the whole
Now we
time.
just have to have. We have to just have fights here. With
It just
the
looks, yeah, it just
Flying,
looks weird 'cause
yeah.
he's in an armor GM, but if you were inside of a, it respawns you at your
Yeah,
pilot respawn. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I like how
Yeah.
you fall back into the universe.
I wonder if.
It's like,
Oh, that's
you
so
don't
cool.
start over.
I wonder if you did that on like B team, if it'd spawn you back at B or over
God,
behind
yeah.
B. That's
Yo,
interesting.
that'd be hype.
Could you imagine it's just like a clutch escape mechanic, like for whichever side you're on until they fix
Yeah,
it?
you just
Like you're just like
beeline
over at their
here and
base.
just-
And he's like fucking jump into water. It's like sploosh. Like Zogok out.
Oh,
oh, I'm so
Isn't
happy
that
we
nice?
found this.
This is
I'm gonna
amazing
try to
though.
do it.
Seriously, whoever, yeah, if somebody has a clip of that, yeah,
I'll clip it later if no one else does. But holy shit.
yeah. Somebody clip that, post it, like link me whatever the clip is if nobody else clips it for
Because
you.
like during normal matches, at most, maybe if we get chased back here during a push, like say people are going around and like fighting towards D, maybe
Or-
we'll end up here.
I know ace matches. If
Yeah.
somebody's getting chased by an ace, or
Just go
the
here.
ace getting chased, just gun it.
That's
Just-
true. Anyone that's low on health,
Dude,
just go over here.
They're gonna chase after you, and you can still shoot your weapons while you're free falling. They're just
Yep.
gonna get in after you.
Well, the thing is that you're gonna have some distance on them if you going first.
And you're free.
You gotta beat them to
I
it.
think the most interesting part about this is that
Oh
like
my God,
you're
I
not
can
in
see
a,
the
you're not in a
underside
fall
of it.
state. You're actually like moving like normal, which
Yeah.
is interesting. Can you do a jump right now?
Oh shit! I can boost. I can jump. I can roll. Oh no, I'm not landing. Oh, because I was already spawning. Oh.
Interesting. So like
Now, I
even
wonder
if you
if
can
this
prolong your time
other-
underneath the stage.
I wonder
Like,
if the other
that's
side has stuff like
interesting.
that.
I think that was the glitch on that side because I was trying to find it on the other side and I couldn't find it.
Oh
So
man.
that was it. That
This
was
is
it.
fucking bizarre.
Well,
Jesus.
we definitely just had some for science happen.
Yeah.
For science. Now you got me all fucked up. Just trying to find.
So I heard there was going to be a new map.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
a
Also, by the
new-
way, though, I will say a lot of times stuff like that. If you try to do that in an ace match, I would be careful with doing that because sometimes getting out of maps and stuff can be seen as bannable exploits for a lot of games. So
Oh yeah, I
So,
probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't like do anything to abuse it on stream
clip
outside
it
of like
and talk about it,
messing
but
around.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't
yeah,
try
clip
doing
it
like
because
it's an
because it
actual-
was a funny thing. But yeah, when somebody pointed out ace match, the ace could run away. I would not recommend because if somebody does clip that and sends that straight to the devs, then the devs probably would be slamming down some kind
There's
of
a
ban
term
hammer.
for it or something, like abusing something or another.
Abusing
It's
it.
like exploit abuse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
essentially.
there you go.
Okay, but
I
anyway,
would
the new
figure,
map.
like you have one or two courses, right? You either try to put it in for the banning system that they got in there, just like recognize people that are starting to clip places that they're not supposed to, or you just fix the collision for that dock,
Yeah.
either with an invisible wall or you just actually put collision on it.
I mean, the
Well,
thing is,
yeah.
I don't know how these devs are about that sort of thing. So
I mean, they're willing to put in environmental things for maps.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, no, what I'm saying
So-
though is like how they would react to somebody using that. So that's why I just wanted
Yeah,
to throw that out there. I would not recommend.
well, you can't go around this.
But anyway, so yeah, the new map, Ruins. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a picture of it. I'm actually slightly curious to see if there's any more for science going on. But what do you guys think of Ruins map so far? I mean, we got
Ruins.
it looks
I'm ready to fight
cool.
into Thunderdome.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Thunderdome.
Yeah.
1v1s into Thunderdome. Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Ace
New York is
versus
gonna be where it's
Ace.
at.
Oh, do you know what? Not simple battle. Target shuffle would be interesting there. Because you would essentially take turns of being the ace in like an arena style kind of area.
That'd be fun. Like if they ever make you have access to the stuff in a custom match, you just do like you pretty much just do like duels and like whoever like whichever team is the target. Or no, so I guess it's only one person at a time.
Yeah.
So I guess like
Right.
you could just do like trade outs and just have like the target has to fight inside against some of the other players or something.
Right.
That'd be pretty neat. It's like it's almost
Kinda
like
like whoever's in.
choosing your champion at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have one guy go in, like because how long does it take before it starts? Before the
minute.
shuffle starts. So a minute.
Or yeah.
So you have two people just go in, volunteers, and then the one person
shoot, you
stays.
probably spend this map looks big. You probably spend the first minute getting to the spawn points and capping it. And it's like that
Right.
setup, and then like target's picked, and you just send in
So,
your
yeah.
champions.
And yeah. So target gets picked. It shows this one. So that target jumps in, and like a challenger approaches, and that yeah. And then you fight, and then the winner stays or whatever for the next. And then the next one is the next challenger if they win. If not, somebody else drops
it'd be
in.
awkward. Like if you beat the target, it shuffles. So
Yeah.
like if the target wins, I guess they could take on the next person or something, and it could be like a variant game mode where it's pretty much just like the target keeps fighting people pretty much until he dies, and like 1-on-1, and then when it switches, you would obviously have to rotate people out or whatever.
Something like that.
That'd be pretty neat. Thunderdome.
As far as the map overall, what do you think competitive play wise?
Well, just one more little like funny thing. Chat had a good suggestion of the airstrikes on this map should be a Gaul crashing into whatever.
Yes,
That'd be pretty
please.
awesome.
God. Oh,
Also,
no.
we could throw in some. We should throw some Garma quotes as well.
I was about to say, like, just hear him scream, like, for the glory
How
of
could you betray
Xeon.
me, Shar, or whatever? You know. Two mobile suits enter since this is UC. None leave.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, the pictures and stuff look pretty cool. I mean, it is indeed in ruins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything looks cool. I mean, you can get to a lot of stuff too, which is nice.
Yeah, that's one of the big benefits. I kind of like their little here's the clashing points that we expect people to fight in
Yeah.
kind of thing that they threw up. Like I
I
think
wonder
that's
if
kind of
people
cool.
really fall into that or not.
Yeah, I kind of disregarded the whole like strategy thing, but the pictures are nice.
Which okay, the second one is kind of interesting, like rush to the C point, and then I could see that being more of the tactic, sort of. I mean, they'll probably move the points and stuff around with this till they get it right, but because that's kind of what I'm using this for, is like I'm expecting them to kind of do that kind of thing, shuffle things around till they get this kind of style of play.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the people start playing the way they've kind of got it set up here, then they'll probably be happy. So,
Well,
but-
I'm wondering if they're thinking of it like as more of like a defensive type map. Because you have the two bridges on point. Well, I
the
guess
north and the south.
Yeah.
The map
Well,
is symmetrical, so
oh gosh.
I mean, looks like one road is blue and one road's red. So we got red road and we got Unit 4 road and Unit 5 road.
There you go.
just gonna add Rainbow Road.
I'm
But
wondering
I think the
what's-
bridges are good.
I'm wondering where the sniper points would be at.
The bridges.
Pretty much bridges and wherever
yeah,
you can get.
definitely bridges. But I was thinking like there was a picture. Yeah, so like what about like some of the like the actual taller buildings that are like kind of destroyed or like we're in mid of like reconstruction? Like I wonder if you're able to get up onto the I-beams on those.
You probably won't be able to.
Probably
like looking
won't.
at the full map, a lot of some of those areas are blacked out.
Yeah,
Like,
anything that's like dark.
And on the overhead map, the like just diagonally right from C, like not the little like I don't know gun shaped building, but the one directly right to it. That's
Mhm.
that's like the girdery unfinished building in the first screenshot, and a little like building with like some of the chunk missing out of it. It looks like you can almost stand on. Like that building is directly south of it, and it's completely grayed out on the map. So they probably won't show on any of those.
Yeah, and then here where
Okay.
I'm showing the gun-shaped one right here, there's a little spot that looks like you could easily jump up on, or even here from the bridge, and that's right there, that spot on the map, and that spot right there. So, and they're both blacked out. So,
Not saying I'm not gonna like, try to do stuff.
oh yeah,
Right.
because you know.
Oh, we're gonna start combing this match just to see what kind of. Weird
Oh
shit
yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
did you guys know that you can fall off the map in port base? Like this will not be perfect by any
Oh
means.
my
so.
gosh.
And,
Do you know what? I just can't wait until somebody falls through the Coliseum.
Or falls through a building at this point. Get stuck inside of a building. Oh man.
Well, it's like, oh yeah, have a death match in the middle of the Coliseum, and then all of a sudden they just like fall through the floor.
If you get to the very center with two mobile suits swinging at the exact same time, they have to be Zocs. They clash, and they just fall through the map.
Well, no, like this is you pretty much just reenact the end of Big O at that point. Like
Right.
one of your Zocs just painted as Big O, and the other one, what is it called? I can't remember the name of it.
I know. Was it Big Duo?
No, Big Duo was a Mega Deuce, but it wasn't the one from the end. But I guess like the clash is just when they both walk in. It may be Big Venus, but they both walk into each other, and the game closes. And it's like, see you guys on PS5. It's like the Turn A event, but it's for battle operation.
Right.
But no, like I don't know. I think the most interesting part for some of the areas are the slanted buildings. Like having those there definitely kind of creates like nice hills for the support to stand on. Like both supports are going to be on both sides, just like raining death down the Thunderdome. And it actually creates some interesting choke points too. Like on the actual main map, there's a couple of the walkways where those buildings are fallen over, and they're actually like blocking access at a particular part, and it's like right by the base to like from the blue spawn camp. So like
base, I see that.
Yeah, so like when you go out, if you head over towards this building, it looks like you can actually run over the building and drop down. But if you were coming from the other way, you may not be able to go back because you can't, because the building is like, there in the way.
Right
so
here.
it creates a dead end for players coming in going that way. But it's like a nice little like quick access point for players going in from the other way.
I can see multiple corners where like an ace can be like gunned down into. Because you could easily gun down an ace into the corner here. Like from point A, you got that corner there. You could probably gun him down, and then point B, you could probably like kind of get the aces into a corner there and take them out.
I'm assuming that like a lot of the overpasses too are gonna have stuff for people to hang out on too. So.
Probably. I mean, there's a little bit of debris that you can kind of fight around, for sure.
So there's a lot. There's just a lot going on here.
Just to update everybody, Thunderdome fights are getting evolved into weekend Gundam fights.
Oh no!
So get ready to represent.
Welcome to the arena.
Yeah, get ready, your country.
All
Gundam
right,
fight. Ready? Go!
Go!
Yes. Like my favorite thing though is that it has verticality in a city that is not like just cheesy verticality like Deserted City.
That was going to be cheesy, my dude.
Well, I mean, like, okay, what I mean is like simple verticality. Then maybe wrong choice of words. But like Deserted City is just okay. You jump on this building, you jump up to a higher building. Cool, that's that side. You see, I mean, that's it. Like this, I like that you got a ramp. You can get up, you can get down, you can move around. Like it, I like that kind of verticality more. That's why I love mountains so much. Like I can't wait to duel some raids on this map, just because it's going to be interesting fights, and figuring out where the best places are to stand, and how to counter them, and which way they're going to approach me from, and stuff like that.
There's a lot of places to corner people here too, or to just have
like
weird 1v1s.
Yeah.
I think Gian will like this map. Stealth Suits will like this map.
Oh yes.
The Gian literally has those two, like the top and bottom lanes, to just set up high bombs and just start nailing people.
Oh yeah, like in those areas where I was poking out before, like could you imagine getting a support stuck in that little like blockway? Like they ain't got time to jump. Set some heat bombs up and just I challenge you to honorable 1v1 Zaku cannon. And he's just like yikes.
Or even just using the entrances to the arena in the center for the Thunderbolt, and just put high bombs at either end and just wait for people to try to file in.
Yeah, that's actually really awesome as far as a creative use for that.
Also, the deja vu duels that are going to happen between and
my gosh. Yes.
That's going to be hilarious.
Races, man. Oh
yes.
Man, I got a Hildolfer.
I need to get a Hildolfer now.
all the
Lend me your
Hildolfers,
whale
like,
energy so that I can get one or
Seriously
the
though.
oh my gosh. I
Go
can
full
see-
walk down midnight on the actual like roads
Oh,
too.
man.
Oh man.
other.
I could just see. Do you know what?
There's a lot of potential.
Scare us,
for
scare us,
this goofy
scare
shit.
us.
I could just see two Hildolfers going on either highway and just like skid right into the stadium.
Or even off those slow buildings on either side. just
Oh
going
man,
up
there's some
those and then
debris.
just
I was thinking of
skidding
the
up.
highway right here, but there's some debris. Can you make it over the debris? I want to make it over this debris right here. That I'm like on the picture with the blue and the red highway where it's showing
Maniac, you're
them.
real fuzzy.
I know. I just
Whoa.
now realized that.
Yeah, I just
I'm
turned
looking
back.
at the one for the
Hold
strategy, the how
There you go.
about how to play.
Let me take a look at this.
And then
But
like
the race possibilities are endless, man. We could do wacky racers. Just
Oh,
get
yeah,
all
dude.
the crazy tanks like gun tank, power chair, like get the whole
Yes.
lot of them. The Zoc.
Oh
okay,
yeah.
you know what? I'm racing as the Zommel. Let's go.
Yeah, get them all in.
I just blocked the entire
No, we
road.
gotta have Zommel battles.
Oh my gosh.
Thunderdome
Melee
Zommel
only-
battles. Yes, please.
Melee
Zommel
only
characters.
Zommel battle.
Paint up my mobile suit like, or whatever, like the car. Like I think one of the characters from Wacky Races like Dudley Do Right or something like that. It's just a gun tank Dudley Do Right custom. Like let's go. DD. Yeah, the memes are gonna be will not be dreams rather. We're gonna start having relay races. Yeah, custom relay races on the map. We all in on the thrust regen and the speed part. It's like, oh no, I went to a normal match with my race comp on.
Race comps with
Oops.
Doms and Armor G would actually be really cool because of the way
Oh
they
my
skid around.
gosh.
Oh my gosh, that would be legit, dude.
Or just HiMo races.
Which HiMo will get there first? We'll see you next on the. We'll see you next time on the next.
Episode of Wacky Races.
What would be? Will the assault gun tank win, or will the Hildolfer? Find out next on Gundam Battle Racing 2.
Oh,
I was gonna
man.
say Gundam Grand Prix is already, so we can't really do that.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
That'd be
Gundam Battle
legit.
Racing. There we go.
Gundam
That's
Battle
the
Racing.
that's the next game. All right, guys, we're gonna go to Bandai. We're gonna.
Well, hold on now.
Oh.
We have to have one more normal battle operation game. Oh shit! I mean, next counts. You might be right. Like, let's see: Crash 1, Crash 2, Crash 3, CTR. Just going off of our prime examples from Naughty Dog, Jack 1 through 3, the NATO racing game. Who Battle Up 4 might be a racing game, guys. We're in trouble.
At least put a racing mode
Let's
in it.
go,
At this
Well,
point.
dude.
shit, we might not be in trouble. Could you imagine a Mario Kart themed around Gundam?
That'd be hilarious. How has that
Yes.
not happened yet? How has that not happened at
Yes,
all? There's gotta be
please.
at least some weird
Yeah, man.
Japanese offshoot game that we just
Yeah,
never
there's probably some
saw.
SD like SNES game. that has
SD
it or
Racer
something.
or some shit.
Like,
Oh my gosh, yes.
I've got this game. I don't know what the hell it is, but I think it's like some kind of weird mecha soccer game. It's got like Mazinger and like Getter and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And, like,
wait, hold
All
on.
kind of like
Grandizer's
Mega
on
Man
there.
Soccer.
That
yeah,
is
and, like the
legit.
Gundams and stuff
Oh,
are
yeah,
there,
no,
but it's like some soccer game. I don't know what the fuck this is.
It's super. It was like oh gosh, no, hold up. I know what it's called. I gotta find a video of it.
It's funny because there's those 3D animations that have been going around on Twitter of them legitimately playing soccer, but like based around the different
It could be
storylines.
dodgeball.
What-
It could be
what-
dodgeball too.
What was that? There was a video that I found on Twitter, and it was so
Those are
weird.
just like random 3D models. That was
Yeah,
just for
well,
jokes. That was funny.
it was Shar and Amuro, and like the Suzabi was playing golf with Axe.
Oh, that was on our Discord.
Yes.
Yes, that's where I saw that.
Oh my
man.
gosh! And then like the rock guy loop just comes in and crashes into Axe. Oh my gosh! But let me see if I can. Oh, do you know what? I know which video it was. So
So how? My question is, this looks like a big map. So how is it going to fill on lower cost suits?
Oh yeah, because
This
of
is definitely the
speed.
game. Yeah, we found a game. This is definitely it. Got some gameplay
no.
of it on screen. Just imagine that. We got the
Yes,
variant game
it's that
types.
one. So you
Yeah,
have
this
like
is definitely
Common
the game.
Rider. You have like Common Rider
Oh gosh, I'm
and
gonna have to pull
like
up
Super
your.
Robots. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know who like Kid Gohan in the back over here is in the middle. Maybe he's the ref. But yeah, looking at the title screen, it's the exact same as the
I think it's supposed
logo
to
on
be,
here.
I think it's supposed to be Devilman.
Okay,
Why did it?
I'll buy
Well,
into that.
I mean,
Oh, sorry.
it's
What was
I
this
have
mostly like
absolutely no idea.
like Go Nagai stuff and Common Rider.
Yeah, I see some riders. I like how they have like the Borats in the back, like to do stuff. Like the Getter Boys are there. Like it seems like they changed. I'm guessing your goalies can be GMs and stuff too.
Huh.
Hey, I like the rep is different now too. Mecha Beast. The Mecha Beast goalies and stuff. I saw that's pretty cool.
Here, I'm pulling your stream up right now.
Oh yeah, because Compati what was his name?
We're about to have stream
Roar.
reception.
Roar and
The G compatible Kaiser.
yeah,
Was
his
it Mech?
pilot. Yeah, like the pilot only though. He's in it. I can't remember his name.
Oh, cool. He's in this game.
Yeah.
Kota.
Yeah, Coda. Yeah, he's in the game.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty neat.
Because Dark Brain is where like Dark Brain is the main villain to Coda.
Interesting. So what you're
Because-
telling me is that every side game links back to the OG verse in Super
Sure.
Robot Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, I can
we'll
believe
roll
that.
with that.
That's pretty good.
All right. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
enough about fun offshoot Gundam and mecha games.
Gundam.
But yeah, I mean, realistically, just kind of getting back, railing back into the rant, like the actual like in-game play. I could see the map kind of just evolving into skirmishes into Thunderdome.
Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, if you look at a lot of maps already, like that's kind of what happens at sea in like board base. It is awesome when your team will switch up if you're losing and go to D. Yeah, like knowing now that D used to not be there and now it is, and that it's like that's one thing is not seeing people switch like that is kind of awkward. But I feel like this map has plenty of opportunities for a switch to happen. And again,
I feel you.
my question is though, is it just would 200 cost? Is that gonna how bad is that gonna feel on the because this map looks like it's huge. So I'm really curious to see like what cost and what speed of gameplay they're looking at when it comes to their strategies that they pointed out. Like,
Well, you think lower cost kind of just becomes a it's almost like a trade battle? Like maybe it's more of just literal like normal combat. I mean, probably not. I mean, realistically, it's just going to be like people going ham and bazookaing things and
pretty much.
whatever. But like maybe the idea is that you kind of have more of like a more trade oriented fight in low cost because like higher stuff. It's like a lot of it at the beginning is just laser trading until like either the team focuses somebody, finishes somebody off, or you get like a good confirm and the team's able to move in.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of
that'll be
what I see.
interesting.
Like I just see like probably what's gonna happen is kind of like you said, everybody's just gonna be like woo and go in random directions half the time. But like for the more teams that are actually gonna stick together, I feel like there's gonna be like a nice little slow roaming death ball kind of thing around the corner of the street. I do
murder ball.
wonder if we're ever gonna see like a stealth murder ball situation. Like in the sense, like you know, if it's big enough and you have, you know, like you go over here to this point and just 4 of you sit down, and then you have your like support over here, and it fires. Like I really want to see some kind of like more competitive play, even at the lower cost. And then support fires, and then everybody's like, "Oh, well, we're going this way," and then you're just like sitting over here on the other side of this building, and as soon as you pop out, it's just like death ball from the side, and you didn't know because everybody was already setting still, waiting for you to come
Right.
around. Like, I feel like there's some awesome plays that could be made with this map, but it probably not going to see that unless you're in custom games, or
Yeah, I think
if we
the
see
fun will
some
be in
competitive.
customs.
Yeah, like the
It'll be cool
custom
though. I
stuff
mean, I
would be
could be
silly.
wrong.
I kind of
But-
hope we're wrong, and then we definitely have 2 different styles of play between the States and Japanese approach to it too.
I'm so
Mixing
down to be
together.
wrong.
Yeah,
Like being wrong here sounds way more fun than being right. So
yeah,
I
like
hope I'm wrong. Yeah.
being right now, it feels like no matter what you're playing, it feels like you're going to be playing an ace match where everybody's going wherever and doing whatever. Like, so if we can, yeah, if we're wrong on this and everybody's a little more organized, I yes, please, I will gladly be wrong on this one. But
Aha! So I found an old video of mine, way back when I first started streaming this. So I'm now like looking at like how the old port base was. So I was right about point B. Point B was over where that little factory was, and there was only A, B, and C. So you had one by, you know, B side and one by A side, and then you got C in the middle at the HLVs. So there was no spawn point over at the far end by the boats.
I mean, I like again, like I am really impressed that the devs will change things so much in this game. That is awesome to see. I wish there's more devs that would change up like maps and, you know, try to, I mean, sometimes taking away stuff like the HOV thing, kind of sad that it's gone. Because I was like, at one game I was like, yo, this would be kind of fun to jump up here. Too bad I can't now. But
Ooh.
anyway, any
But I think it'll
other thoughts on Ruins?
one thing that I was
mean-
gonna say, or go ahead, Gustav. Go ahead.
I was just saying, one's ruins in general. I don't think we ever really talked about if they actually had like a projection for it or not.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
gonna come out for the next or for the October update. So it should be
Gonna
it
say,
should
do
be
they
either
mention
next
a
week
date?
or it should be either next week or the end of the month.
Okay.
But yeah, one of
That'd be
the
good.
one of the first things in the update is it's either the beginning or the end, I can't remember, but they do mention when it's going to come out. Yeah, here we go. Immediately we will deliver map related information scheduled for delivery of update files in late October. So they're going to do it for the October update.
Okay.
Let's see. So keep an eye out for that one for sure.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty hype, which is good. It's been a while since I had a map. Sooner than I thought. I thought we were going to get it for the rank event. So, which I guess this is it will kind of almost be the same thing.
I wonder if it makes me wonder if they'll actually put it in the rotation or not. I would hope so.
That would be interesting.
They'll probably showcase it. I'd be surprised if at a ranked match it didn't
Oh.
showcase a new map.
Oh my gosh!
Well,
why are you out of?
I was
focus?
hoping they had Mountain in the last one, just saying. So
Right.
No, the newest map was in Space Fortress Interior, so they didn't have to showcase it though, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
but that's literally the only thing that they put as a static map in space for anything these days.
Right.
Kind of annoying. Just say.
More space map when.
That too.
I honestly would like to have like a hybrid map. So like have a now I know that's going to be like really complicated for them, because how would you put two different map types together? That would be very interesting. Going inside of a colony and outside of a colony.
There's another big battle that was kind of like that besides colonies, but that would be like the easier example to go to.
Yeah, I want to see like a inside of a destroyed colony kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
It
I've been
seemed kinda
barking
like-
up that tree for a while.
Yeah.
Some kind of hybrid where you like swap between on the fly or like low G or something would be awesome.
Oh, that would
Mhm.
be cool too. I was
Spit
thinking
Von
more
Braun,
like
baby.
I was kind of thinking more like Thunderbolt style destroyed colony kind of combat going on.
Von Braun would be interesting,
That would be cool.
but I think we would probably end up waiting until Zeta happens to actually throw that in.
When did Anaheim Electronics be a thing? Like, I haven't seen all of the original Gundam. Were they around in 1 year war?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Anaheim Electronics was founded like right at the end of the 1 year.
Okay,
Was that
so
the
Von
end?
Braun wouldn't have existed.
They
Possibly.
they could have been constructing Von Braun at that time, and that might have been owned by Xeon. Because,
Okay, well,
so
okay, I see. I just wondering how much of a possibility to be, but maybe like you're saying, once we get to Zeta stuff, we may see it as a possibility of something that could pop up. That's pretty cool.
Probably, yeah. I don't know if we necessarily got a final covered answer from people, but what suit are you guys looking to come out tomorrow?
Not a Zoc.
You
You
remembered
know,
this time.
in all honesty, I wouldn't mind having more 450 suits drop. Just to fill in the, I guess, cushion. Because
Shoot,
we have a lot.
in 500 needs some love.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I was kind of thinking, well, if the ranked matches is going to continue forever and ever, let's say, they're bound to go to a different cost at some point. So we should probably fill in more of the different cost ranges as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to talk about the ranked matches in November. Either when we get some info or I do want to talk about what cost range we think they're going to go with.
I still think they're going to stick with 350.
Probably. I wouldn't mind seeing it go to 400 though.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Interesting.
mind a bump at
Mhm.
this point.
There is enough in 400 to do.
Yeah.
I think they're scared of the BDs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there could be that, but I think part of it too comes to like the higher right now the way the DP shop set up, the higher the cost is, the harder the entry point is for newer players.
Yep.
So they got to take that into consideration also. Right now 350 is a really good middle ground.
Yep.
Because pretty much, well, like when we were just going over the suits, once we got to 400, it was like you got one or two options, and then you got to be a corporal for everything else, or higher,
Mhm.
or lucky.
Well, I wonder if the free 10 suits would have just helped, though, because that was quite a bit of 400. I mean, like, you got the Dodge, the Gundam, and was it the Dodge and Gundam?
Is Gundam 400 base? Like I
Yeah,
never
yeah,
got
yeah.
enough.
Base.
Okay.
Yeah, you had the
okay.
Dodge, the
I think-
Pixie, and the Gundam, so you had three that you could.
Okay. So
But
then
the
at
thing
that point-
is, I mean, if
That's
they're
gonna
going to
be
base it
running
off
out
of
by the end
that,
of the month.
but then it runs out at the end of the month, so when it comes into the ranked, and if people get into it, then it's like, I've got nothing, and there's like no future in sight to where I can get this until if they do it early in the month. If they do it like at the end of the month, like the last week of the month or something, I don't know how long they're going to run it, but yeah. But anyway, without getting too far tangenting on that, we can definitely talk about that one later.
Mhm.
But I would say as far as the suits though, I'm gonna see a 200 support and a 200 raid.
I
I'm okay
wouldn't-
with the GOG
I
being the
wouldn't-
banner unit.
Yeah.
GOG needs to be a thing by the end of this month.
It
For
has
sure.
to be.
Since they missed GOG Day, like it's
Yeah.
gotta be a thing. But
And like
yeah, I
we were
think
saying before, I wouldn't sleep on the Dillahan being a good choice for this month either. So that might be a thing too.
yeah.
Just to round those out.
Following week,
But
it's coming.
either I want 2 stealth suits that is I don't know, like the one that I kind of mentioned was like a goof version 200 suit, which would be like Rabaraw's like Zaku 1 maybe for raid, and then I don't know what for support, but I think we do need one of each. Definitely raid first, because after going over that and after making the raid video, which I just put that up in a couple other videos, it's like, yeah, they need some love at 200 for sure. But anything else anybody want to bring up?
They actually covered a pretty good amount today.
Yeah. So
I think we got what we wanted covered.
So we want to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Wants to do the outro first? You want to go?
I think Maniac outro is the best.
Here we go.
Oh,
Maniac, let's go. Here we go, dude.
Here
Why,
we go.
thank you, Emblem.
No pressure.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, my name's GndmManiac. I usually stream Gundam Battle Operations 2. Yeah, let's just say the whole fucking title, why don't we? Let's see here. I don't really stream as much as I should. My Twitch is twitch.tv/GundmManiac. You can follow me there. I got Discord, which has a link down there. You can subscribe to me on YouTube, all that jazz. I do have a Twitter, even though it's kind of dead-ish. At GndmManiac. Hopefully I'll stream maybe Saturday. Hopefully, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. But I'll try to stream at some point this week. So, I think that's about it.
Who wants to go next? Gustav?
I got it.
You can do it.
Yep. Kind of like I was talking earlier, I've been trying to be a little bit more online social. So I do have my Twitter set up. Twitch. Gosh, I'm used to sounding like on one manner, man. Twitter at GamingEmblem. That what that says right there. Follow, reach, tweet, or whatever. Yeah, and as far as other stuff goes, like Chad gave me a pretty good idea. I may have to set up a 1v1 tournament, a Thunderdome, man. That's sounding real spicy. Like I like the idea of that a lot. So get ready. We may have to do the like the GBS Thunderdome like 1v1 invitational tournament or something like that. Maybe whoever wins gets Shinlong to make a wish. Or something like that. You become like the world's strongest. And twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. But I'm looking forward to that. But I might make that a reality.
I'm ready for that. Super hard.
And that was pretty much that's what I had.
Gustav?
Yeah. So, I'm Gustav the 13th. Do pretty much, I wouldn't say exclusively, but I'm starting to feel just GBO2, do the dailies every day. Trying to hang out for the updates. We are also trying to run through Octopath Traveler on occasion. So, hopefully we can start getting some variety. I do love this game a lot. And that's one of the bigger reasons that I'm on the podcast as well. Also, he was mentioned earlier, but the GBS Gun Broadcasting Station, I'm still a member of that. Hopefully we can start getting the ball rolling on that over time too. And I am also on the Twitter at Gustav the THE 13th XIII for the end of that. I also have a Discord, although I'm just gonna honestly keep that to my own chat. And beyond that, hopefully, I don't know, how many people would you say out of our viewership are consistently on Facebook? Because I also have a Facebook page at Gustav the 13th. So Gustav_13.
It's really hard to say.
I don't know. I try to keep up with all of it. Try to find me on any of those, whatever. If you like, try to do group queuing for GBO2 or whatever.
Very cool. And then everybody's social media stuff and links and everything will be in the description, as always. So if you want to go down there and look, you can check that. But anyway, I'm EG Magnum. I have a Discord. I stream on Twitch. Got a YouTube channel. Play pretty much just about anything. Been trying to get over it life. So we'll see what happens with that. Talked about that earlier.
That's fun.
So we'll see if I can finally get over it. Hopefully, we'll see how many weeks it takes. But doing GBO2 stuff, pretty much at least the dailies every day. Pretty much when the next ranked hits, I'll probably be hitting that really hard. Other than that, got some YouTube videos for tips and tricks and stuff, and I typically try to do some kind of guides and stuff for most of the videos on my YouTube channel. Other than that, sometimes I'll just talk about whatever game I'm playing and kind of give my thoughts on the status of something or whatever. Other than that, though, like I said, I got a Discord, and so in there, I post pretty much anything information-wise about games, any of my videos. Post when I go live on Twitch, and also, speaking of going live and posting, I'm actually got Twitter going for at least when I'm going live. So if you want to check out my Twitter, that'll be down in the description, but it's / I think EG Magnum and just that all one word. So there's no underscore or space between the G and the M. But anyway, that's about it for me though. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let us know if you want us to talk about anything, or if you want to comment on how good or bad the Zombie is. But anyway, that'll be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.
See ya.